What $280 gets you in South Africa?
You guys, oh my god, I just booked a flight to go see my man. He doesn't know. It's a surprise. I'm actually
and I also booked my train for when I land in Sweden. And then I woke up the next day and I had to prepare for my trip. I wanted to go get some red wine. My boyfriend has this wine that he absolutely loves, so I had to go find it. It's actually very hard to find this wine unless you live in Cape Town, so I was very, very lucky that I found it. I got a couple of bottles and then I headed to the potty shop because I wanted some balloons, and there was 675, guys, balloons that I was only going to use for just one picture. I was like, okay, it's okay. You know, it's a celebration anyways. We reached 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then I started packing my suitcases. I really, really was trying to pack lights because I want to shop in Sweden and come back with a lot of goods in South Africa, especially in IKEA. And then I headed to the airport. And guys, so I am a privileged club member with Qatar, so I can board with the business class people even if I'm traveling economy. But I want to show you guys the full economy experience. So I rushed to my boarding gates because immigration took a long time before the boarding gates. But anyways, we made it on time and I boarded the flight. It was actually a full flight. And then I started with my in-flight entertainment just when we were still waiting for the flight to take off. I was watching this, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called The Good Guy. And then the flight attendants finally came with some drinks. I got some champagne. Yes, guys, you do get champagne in economy, okay? And I got a little snack before my main meal, which I had some chicken, some quinoa, some cheesecake, and all the good stuff. And this is my meal. It was actually very, very delicious. I know it does not look very appetizing. And then this was around 4 a.m. We were close to landing in Doha. And then we finally landed in Doha. Finnair is actually the flight that I'm traveling with next in this trip. And then every time I land in Doha, there's this spirit of excitement, of wealth, of just everything nice. So I went to this restaurant in which I had a mimosa because I was just so excited, and I just, I had to have a mimosa. And then I ordered a full breakfast. This mimosa and this meal together, I think, costed me about 1,200 in total. Yes, guys, Doha is very, very, very expensive. Their currency is very strong compared to the South African currency, so it will be expensive to eat in Doha. Even if you're eating KFC, it will still be very expensive. And then I headed to my gates. I was boarding in gate C83, and then we got into the bus that was going to take us to our plane. And guys, I literally saw that this flight was going to be empty because there were so many signs that said do not occupy, and I was sitting right next to the signs that said do not occupy. So I was literally by myself in the front of the flight. I was so excited. As you can see, the seats was so empty, guys. Like, yo, it was so amazing. I've never actually flew in a flight that was this empty. I was so chuffed, you guys. I was so happy. And then we were close to landing in Sweden, and I had to brush my teeth just to make sure my breath was fresh. And then we were descending to Sweden, and then we finally landed in Stockholm. I actually almost missed my train, you guys. The way I ran and the way I was knocking people over, I was like, there's no way I'm missing my train, because I don't know what time the next train would be. And then when I landed in Stockholm Central, I took the wrong train. I was so stressed during this time, but they told me to relax and calm down because this train was going the direction that I was going anyways. So that was a relief. But yeah, you guys, catch you in the next vlog. So on this day, it was raining, and my boyfriend asked me on an aquarium date, which I thought was very strange because it is so unlike him to want to go to an aquarium. But later on in this video, I will explain why. So we headed out for lunch after the aquarium with all his family, and then the next day I got ready for my photo shoots, and my boyfriend actually asked me to stay in this dress because he had dinner plans and a picnic plan before that. So I was like, okay, cool. So he had went to get some groceries earlier on for the picnic, which I thought was so nice. And I thought, okay, maybe he's making an effort to be romantic. So yeah, as soon as we arrived at Signal Hill, he set up his little situation and he had the fancy champagnes, and I was a little bit confused, but I still played it cool, and we waited for the sunset. And yeah, as we were waiting for the sunset, something came over me to just pray, only to find out that he was proposing. Oh my guys. Oh my god. I was so emotional after he proposed because I really did not see it coming, especially not on this day. He then told me he had one more thing, and I just could not guess what it was. It's still more.
No, it's not really. Look away.
Okay, I'll look away.
It's nothing for you, babe.
Okay.
But it's actually for me.
Oh, I think you...
You like it?
You pull yourself. Oh my gosh, baby, this is beautiful. Can I put it on your hand?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Left, right?
Yeah. This is your left?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making me the happiest woman. I look horrible. I hate the fact that I have to redo my makeup now. But
you look beautiful.
yeah, so I was a little bit surprised that he also had an engagement ring for himself. But this is a Swedish culture. The man and woman both have to wear engagement rings. Oh my gosh, babe. You did such a great job.
I spent a lot of time. Sometimes I felt so... babe.
Baby, I love you. I was just still so emotional, and we headed back home so that I could redo my makeup. And then we also shared another bottle of champagne with some of his family. And then we headed to dinner, and we had another bottle of champagne because guess who's becoming Mrs. LP, y'all? Me! So we had our starters and then we had our mains. I had this really delicious pasta and he had his steak, and we headed back home and he gave me these flowers that he had actually gotten earlier at Waterfront. And guys, I had been kissing him the whole day. This is how his face was looking. So on the day he asked me on the aquarium date was the actual day that he had intended to propose. He had arranged a 12-hour private yacht for us so that he could propose within those 12 hours, but it rained horribly on that day. So he had to come up with another plan, which was when he decided to do that little picnic at Signal Hill, which I still thought was so thoughtful and so romantic. And the weather did show up for us on that specific day, and it couldn't have worked out better because I had already had makeup for my photo shoots. But anyways, I just want to say I'm still very much still getting used to the fact that I am somebody's fiance, but I love my man so much and I cannot wait to become Mrs. LP. We're back home. We're back in business, y'all. Oh my goodness, guys. I love my man, but there's nothing I appreciate more than personal space. If I had traditional beliefs, I would believe ukuthi lento le is called isichitho, because I found so many dead flies in my apartment with no point of entry. My helper was still coming regardless of the fact that I wasn't around. So my apartment was spotless with no old food, trash, or dishes. This was a bit sketchy, I'm not even gonna lie. I called my mom and she was like, "Fafazika's like Jesu mtanam." How satisfying are those 2 hours when the laundry basket is still empty?
Thank you for your service.
Usually after an international flight, I come back home, take a shower, and go to bed. But on this day, I had mentally prepared myself that it is literally straight to work. It literally took me 2 minutes to turn my apartment into a disaster zone. I had quite a few tasks on this day, which the first one was a story meeting at 12:30, but I did not record that, you guys, because honestly, when you're sitting with executive producers, ain't no time to be faffing around, y'all. Everything is serious. Second stop was for me to go do an ADR, and you guys, voice acting is difficult. Like, what? I underestimated it. Third stop, Lavish Beauty. I had to go undo my braids because I was working the next morning, and also my hair was just done, you guys. Oh, I could not wait for this feeling. It was already getting so late, so we quickly did some cornrows, and then I headed straight to my girls at Vanity Way. I was their last clients, and honey, they needed to fix my life, okay? Like, I was doing my lashes and my nails at the same time. I also had something to eat while she was finishing off my set, and you guys, literally, we left together. I've never came to Vanity Way and I left with Letabo ever in my life. Oh, Ty, my dear, the lash technician that you are, ate that scrumdly yum yum my burger.
Growing up is realizing that you need Nkwinkwi. You need Nkwinkwi to get Lambo Kalambo. If you don't have Nkwinkwi for Lambo Kalambo, take the Nkwinkwi that you have and get shampoo Nkungu. Rather. Because Nkwinkwi makes the world go round. No Nkwinkwi, no Lambo Kalambo. No Nkwinkwi, no shampoo Nkungu. We all know that the best memories are made on holiday. But between work and travel, it is so easy to skip our skincare routines. But honestly, I wouldn't be going anywhere if it wasn't for my Nivea Luminous 630 range, holding it down and helping me simplify my skincare routine. I am committed to the Nivea's Luminous 630 Anti-Dark Marks Night Cream. It's got Diamidol, which is clinically proven to reduce dark marks. Sweetie, you will start seeing visible results in just 7 days. It targets both the marks that you see and the ones underneath, which honestly I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, and with hyaluron in it, it's working on cell renewal and hydration while you crash out at night. Okay, let's go find something to eat.
And this is what my skin really eats. People talk about vitamin C, but Diamidol is proven to be even more effective for fading dark spots. And it's 60 times more effective than vitamin C. So yes, I still love my oranges, but the Diamidol is what's actually doing the job.
So don't let dark marks hold you back. Join me on this Luminous 630 journey and let's glow through it, girlies. I just arrived. He's home because his car's here. I thought he wouldn't be here, so I'm just gonna leave my bags because they're gonna be so loud, and then I'm just gonna walk up to the door and ring the bell. It's me!
You're kidding.
It's me, baby!
You're kidding, baby.
I'm not. I wanted to surprise you.
Same, but I'm so ashamed for how it looks. So it's chaos.
No, it's okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
I thought we were working.
I know.
Now I know I can't trust you.
I was lying to you, babe.
Imali amashumi amashumi ayoshelena amashumi ayoshelena uthawu uzophinda ungiphe futhi.
Le mali engicabanga ukuthi nginayo uNkulunkulu uzongibusisa ngayo. Ngiyabonga.
So it's a nice Sunday afternoon and I'm craving some chicken feet and some gizzards. I don't know if it's gizzards or gizzards or gila. I haven't cooked in a very long time. Let's cook! Okay, but I also need to activate the vibes, We cannot cook in silence. You guys, I've been craving chicken feet like crazy lately. Like, I don't even know what triggered this childhood memory, but just suddenly I woke up thinking about spicy gravy, soft chicken feet, and uputu. Besides the fact that it's winter and I'm craving like a warm and fuzzy meal, I think I was scrolling on YouTube and I saw those, those Asian ladies that do like ASMR mukbangs. I think I saw her eating udok flavored chicken feet and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. So I've been craving chicken feet since then. I honestly haven't cooked chicken feet that much, but I just started browning them and I added some garlic. I made sure to clean my gizzards as well because they still had like grassy parts in them. And of course, I made uputu. Uputu is my favorite starch. I just feel like it's so easy to make and I always just feel like it's so easy to digest as well. So I added some onions and some tomatoes and my spices and I made sure to give that a really good stir. Besides the fact that I did consumer studies at school and we would get marks deducted if our workstations were filthy, my mom always taught me, Ntomazane, if you're cooking, your kitchen must be clean. And then I remember that I actually owned so many aprons. This apron I got as a gift. I cannot remember from who. This goes here, I guess. That apron was a bit complicated to put on, I won't even lie, but I felt like I'm a goatee once it was on. So as I said, I like keeping my workstation very clean, so I prefer washing my dishes while I'm cooking, but this is not all the time. This is when I'm really in the mood, hey? This is when I'm really in my cooking mood. Energy. Otherwise, honey, I'm just like you. I wash my dishes days later. And because I live alone, nobody's on my freaking case about not washing dishes, okay? But I do think I'm going to get a dishwasher soon. I just feel like it's so convenient. And yeah, I'm not a manual labor girly anymore. So I cooked my chicken feet for about an hour. I know some people cook them for like 30 minutes. But yeah, I prefer them really tender. So I cook them for an hour. And uputu, uputu is like done in about 30 minutes. And this is how it came out. It looks so delicious and it smells divine. Okay, you guys know mayo is the perfect side for this kind of a meal. Happy Sunday, my loves. Hi, my name is lratonxumalo and I like experiments. It's smells like, honestly, it just smells like any white wine. Moment of truth. You see, now my brain is gonna tell me I'm drunk even when I'm not drunk, because you guys made me scared. It just tastes like white wine. Not too sweet, it's not too dry, it's in between, it's like drinkable. So if you're a first time wine drinker, I think you would like this. Okay, this is my first drink. I'm gonna sit down and watch some TV, or listen to music rather. I'm actually gonna order food just in case I really need it, guys. Like, you guys made me so scared. Hi, I'm Lerato, and this is my second drink. And guys, there's no make sure. I promise you, I've been going to gym this whole week, but I haven't been feeling my muscles or anything like that. Manje, hibu. I can feel my muscles, like my body is heavy. Like, wait, let me tell you something. It tastes like Moscato. It also tastes like, if you've ever had the Woolworths white wine that comes in the bottle thing and it's like really cheap. It's really cheap. You know those Woolworths wines, the white wines, the cheap ones? It tastes exactly like that. Bro, it literally just tastes like wine. It is finally the day of the wedding, and we were picked up from the hotel with these all blacked out windows shuttles, which was so freaking cool. I just thought it was cool because they were really blacked up, right? It was so mysterious driving to the church. We arrived at the church, and honestly, what a beautiful church. Sweden has beautiful churches in general, and the groom finally walked in, and he walked in alone, y'all, which for me was so funny because he's got so many friends, but he just chose to do this alone. And I was like, why is it that I feel like that will be me on my wedding? I will not have any bridesmaids, honey. For him it was a choice, but for me it's actually not funny because I'd actually love to have a friend group and have bridesmaids. But the bridesmaids gracefully walked in, and they looked so beautiful with their very simple, elegant dresses, very demure, and I absolutely loved their bouquets. They were so pretty in pink. I ding 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 ding. The bride walked in with her father, and this was a bit emotional, honestly, but I just felt so mushy. I was like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful wedding so far. And we started singing these Swedish songs that we were following with this card, which was trapping me, bruh, because literally Swedish is very hard. And the priest also opened in prayer. It got emotional. I rule the still. Those were two very famous Swedish artists that were singing, and they walked out, and we waited for them down the staircase outside the church so we could sprinkle them with flowers. Ooh, this was so nice, but nerve-wracking because I didn't want to throw my flowers in a very, I don't know, weird way or slap them by mistake. I don't know. I was just overthinking it. And they drove away as newlyweds in their beautiful RR. And as we waited for our transport, we had some champagne, which were these Moët minis, while we were waiting to get on our transport. To the reception we go. My boyfriend asked me last minute if I wanted to go shopping, and of course I said yes. So we headed to Mall of Scandinavia, and we had to stop by the gas station for some gas. You guys know everything in Sweden is self-service. And as we were driving, I saw this beautiful driveway, and I was like, we have to take pictures. So me and Bae took some pictures. And then we arrived at Mall of Scandinavia. I think Mall of Scandinavia is one of the biggest malls in Sweden. It has every single shop you can think about. And then we stopped at Nike because I wanted some new Nike Dunks, and this was such a stressful process for me. I never ever want to go through choosing between Dunks ever again. And then I headed to Mango and I saw this jumpsuits, but when I was wearing it, it was giving very much basic. And then we headed to Sephora because I wanted a new foundation. So afterwards we headed to Apple. And guys, the last time we passed the shop, the line was so long. It was when they released the new iPhone 16. But honestly, guys, if it wasn't for the pink iPhone 16, like, honestly, like, let's be fucking for real, all these phones look exactly the same. I feel like I have all these phones and I just see absolutely no reason on upgrading until my other phones really just die. And then we headed to this Korean restaurant because my boyfriend was starving. Guys, one thing about shopping with men is that they will complain about how hungry they are every single second when we just literally got to the mall. So we had some sushi, some dumplings, and some bimbap. I think that's how you pronounce it. We headed back home because my boyfriend had to quickly attend a meeting, and these are the shops where I stopped by, but he really felt bad and wanted to make up for it and asked me to take me out for dinner. So we went to this very nice Italian restaurant, and yeah, I put on some efforts and I wore some makeup, and honey, I laid my wig. You know, it's so easy to get comfortable around your man and you hardly ever wear makeup and you hardly ever make effort. My boyfriend is always working so much that I never know when we will go out. So these were our starters, and then this was our main course. I had a pasta. I can't remember really what was that pasta called. And my boyfriend also had a pasta. You know, my sister used to tell me that at some points in your life, you will get tired of wearing makeup every day. And I feel like I'm exactly at that point in my life. But I just realized that shit, like, guys, you cannot get comfortable in relationships. Sometimes you need to remind them that, yay, you are still hot. But anyways, the next day I woke up and I took in some fresh air and I made a green juice just because, yeah, I really like the taste of green juice. And I had to fuel myself up with an avocado toast because I wanted to go mow the lawn. I actually really enjoy doing this, even though my boyfriend prefers I don't. Yeah, he's always working hard and I'm always at home. So mowing the lawn is surely not going to kill me. So yeah, see you in the next vlog. Welcome to part 2 of the Dubai vlog. So this day was my birthday and Gamo surprised me with the cake, which I really was surprised. I did not see that coming. And we got ready for dinner. And while we were getting ready, guys, look at what housekeeping did for me. I was like, how did they know it was my birthday? But this was the dinner look, and you guys, it was so cold in Dubai. I never thought that Dubai was capable of being that cold. I made the mistake of not checking the weather forecast, and I just packed like summer clothes because I just know Dubai to be like extremely hot. But anyways, we arrived at the restaurant in which we went to doors just inside Dubai Mall, which is right by the Dubai Fountain. As you can see, the Dubai Fountain is absolutely gorgeous. We finally ordered some food. They have such delicious food at doors, and the service here the first time I went with my man was so perfect, in which I wanted to go back for my birthday dinner. But they only serve mocktails in every restaurant inside the Dubai Mall. So we had some prawn dumplings and half chicken and chips and some corn. And then we woke up the next day because Gamo really wanted to go to the Miracle Garden. Guys, I'm honestly not an adventurous traveler or tourist. Like, every time I go to a new country, I just have no desire to see what they have. I'm just happy to be at the hotel and going to restaurants and shopping. But I'm so glad that we actually went here because it was so beautiful and they had like food stalls, and yeah, it was just a nice experience to see something different. I then headed to the pool after we returned in the hotel because this was actually our last day in this hotel. We were going to check into a new hotel the following day, in which we booked into 5, but we booked into the wrong 5, guys. This was such a lesson learned the hard way. There are like different 5 hotels in Dubai. I had initially thought that we were going to 5 Flux, but we ended up going to a different one. But anyways, we arrived at the marina. We hopped onto our private yacht. You guys, the prices in Dubai for private yachts are actually not that crazy. Like, oh, you can get a whole yacht for yourself and your friends for like a good, I think if I convert it into rands, for like a good 6,000, 7,000 rands, which isn't so bad for a whole yacht to yourself with your friends. You're also allowed to bring your own alcohol in which they chill it for you. So I had brought some champagne from South Africa. This right here gave me a fright. I really thought this plane was crashing, but I didn't know that there was actually like a little airport by the marina for little planes. But anyways, we started with our drinks and we had some tequila. Guys, I feel like at this point, Don Julio needs to sponsor me, okay? He needs to sponsor the girl. Afterwards, we had plans to go for lunch, hence why I was touching up my makeup in the car because I've been exposed to the sun. And we went to this restaurant called Gigi, which is an Italian restaurant. And honestly, if I listened to the Google reviews, I wouldn't have experienced this nice restaurant. In my opinion, I really think it's a nice restaurant, but their Google reviews are really bad. I enjoyed the food that we had there. I had a whiskey sour or something like that. I don't know what the hell that was, but that was a cocktail that had whiskey in it. And that was obviously 1 billion rand. You guys will never ever guess who was having the pasta. But anyways, we went back home and checked into the new hotel, which was really nice. I really loved the views at this hotel, so it wasn't so bad, even though I wanted 5 Lux. Woke up the next day and headed to Dubai Mall, the most beautiful mall in Dubai, in my opinion. I had been dreading this, but I was going to Louis Vuitton to take back these sandals. I'm not sure what happened, but the quality of these shoes just deteriorated. And yeah, the little Louis Vuitton logo thing, it started looking skew, and I had to take them back because then they just looked funny. And they were nice enough to actually do an exchange for me on the same day, so I just got another product, and then I went to Van Cleef and I touched and I left. Guys, one day I will have the balls to spend 70k on a bracelet, bruh. Like, yo, you guys, one thing about me, I am stingy. 70,000 rand on a bracelet for what? My man could send me that money and tell me to buy it, but I would never, guys. I just don't have the balls. But one day I shall have the balls, okay? This was my first time actually seeing the Burj Khalifa being like lit up like this, which I thought was so cool. Headed back to the hotel because, guys, walking around Dubai Mall is actually so tiring. That mall is absolutely humongous. It is huge. I got home and I took a warm bath, and then the next day was the last day in Dubai, so I wanted to explore a bit more of the hotel. And they really had a nice pool where they have like really nice drinks and cocktails and champagnes and wines and everything. And they also have some shisha if you're a shisha smoker, and you can smoke some shisha by the pool. So I headed back into my room and took a shower and just had to take in this beautiful view one more time before I headed back to Johannesburg. You guys, like, I absolutely love everything in Dubai, like the infrastructure, the buildings, just everything is so freaking cool and so beautiful. Like, I definitely see myself moving here, but I must say that it is a very expensive country, especially when it comes to hospitality. I don't think that the entertainment part of it is expensive, but just hospitality, like food is expensive. And yeah, it's just an expensive country in general. I honestly just did not do much in Dubai because, again, you guys know I'm not that adventurous. I do want to start being more of an adventurous traveler, just to explore the countries that I go to. So my next trip, I definitely would be much more adventurous. So I went to the business lounge and I had some food just before my flight and some bubbles. And we finally landed in the most beautiful airport, Hamad Airport in Doha, to get our connecting flight to Johannesburg. All right, guys, see you in the next vlog.
I got you, boo. Together forever, man. If I love that you got it, you got it too. Together forever, man. If I love that you got it, you got it too.
Hausa, sui para.
It's finally maintenance day, guys. So I headed to Midrand to Lavish Beauty Salon. It is a new salon owned by a black woman. You guys know I support anything black. So they started undoing my hair and also detangling. You guys, this was so embarrassing for me because I don't know how I let my cornrows get to this point. It was actually very scary. I got my hair washed. This is probably the best part of going to the salon. Oh my goodness, I could feel the sensations through the screen right now. My hair is very heat damaged, so we started with our treatment, and then she started massaging the treatment in my scalp. This also felt so good. Then we were prepping my hair to start braiding. Oh honey, one thing about the salon is that you will not touch anything. They handle their own fiber. All you gotta do is just sit back and relax and let them pamper you, honey. I'm always very skeptical about braiding because I just feel like it doesn't suit my head shape. But you know what? When I saw the final results, I was like, I made such a great decision.
Very demure, very mindful.
I also wanted to get my nails done, but I did not have time. So I only just did soak off and then I did my pedi.
See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job.
One of those Sundays where I'm just like, ow. I'm not cooking 5 colors. 5 colors. Today! I'm khaleling, Russian, and fish and chips. Lovebirds. Alright. Okay, but also like these restaurants, do you guys want us to open our food or not? Russian, another Russian, and a fish. Hell, I cannot eat without watching something. Reject all. Continue watching. The Real Housewives of David.
I met him and he DM'd me on Instagram. I was like, I went in. Because I know him, I'll come to my group and this thing, yeah. But I was like, okay, I say hi.
You guys, starting a business is actually so much work that I didn't even realize. But you know, all these entrepreneurs, when they say just start, oh honey, they really mean that. Hey, literally just start. The reason why I launched Blahri so kind of late into the winter is because I had been just still doubting myself and still just procrastinating and saying, oh no, I'm gonna start. And then I realized, oh my gosh, Larata, you have an agreement with God. You said you were gonna start this year. You've been doing this every single year. You have to break this curse. This is a curse. Don't you see it? And I was like, I'm starting. Immediate effect. Starting this business for me has put everything into perspective, and I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning a lot for my next businesses, and I'm not going to be as nervous to launch my next businesses. Everything I feel for me is going to be much more easier. I'm going to be much more confident. I'm going to be so organized. I'm going to plan. I'm going to, marketing. To everyone that has ordered the hoodies, I am just so grateful for you, and I really hope you enjoy them, and tag me, so I can repost. Let us know your review. Give us a review. Make a video. Nothing's funny.
Okay.
Welcome to the Swedish Diaries. You guys know I'm in Sweden visiting my man, and today I am going shopping. Remember, right side of the road. Do not make a mistake. I have to remind myself every single time when I'm driving to drive on the right side of the road. It's a little bit scary, but I am kind of getting used to it. So I headed to my favorite shop, obviously IKEA, just to get a couple of stuff. I actually was not planning on going to IKEA on this day, but I had to because, guys, when I say men don't love themselves, it's actually quite scary. Like, my boyfriend's house looks like, I don't know, it just needs some love. So I had to go pick a couple of things so that I can just make sure that the house is nice and warm. And I saw this beautiful desk that would be so perfect for my apartment in Joburg, but obviously I can't take it with me home. But I actually need to go and ask if I can. And then obviously you guys know self-service in Sweden is the thing, So yeah, it is a bit stressful when you have a lot of things. And then I headed to the grocery shop to get some groceries. I didn't want to get a lot of things because I just want to get things every day when I'm planning on cooking. If we don't cook, then it is what it is. The car was so packed, I couldn't fit everything in the boots. And then I got home and went apple picking. Guys, we have a beautiful apple tree in our backyard, which is just so nice. Like, I've never seen an apple tree before in my life, and every time I've been in Sweden, it's been winter, so it did not have any fruits. And then we got home and had to wind down. We had some red wine. Me and my man love ourselves some red wine, chow. And then I started cooking, and then we were expecting some visitors. So I made ingqobo, because every time my boyfriend's friends come over, they're always like, why don't you make South African stuff? Like, so you can choose deep. So I gave them two options. And then we woke up the next day and went running. I usually just let my boyfriend go running alone, but I joined him this time around because you guys know I am on my health Zoom, okay? So I want to show you guys these two cottages that are outside the main house. This is a smaller cottage that me and my man are going to start renovating. So we're basically going to renovate everything. We're renovating the main house. We're renovating the cottages as well. So this one is the smaller cottage that I just want to make my cabin dreams. It's very nice. I want to make it very nice and cozy, like luxurious, but also farm luxurious. I don't know if you guys get me. Like, I don't know if you get the idea. So yeah, I'm trying to go for that farm, but luxurious farm aesthetic for the smaller cottage. I just cannot wait because it's so nice and small. It could literally just be like, our little getaway, but in the backyard. And then this is the second cottage, which is way bigger. Actually, this is a granny flat. It's way bigger. It's got a basement and 2 levels. So this is going to be the man cave. And then, we headed to the pizzeria because I wanted a burger and some chips. So my man took me to the pizzeria. This is my burger and chips. And see you in the next vlog.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So guys, I had to leave Sweden abruptly because there was something very important to me that I had to attend in South Africa. So my boyfriend and I was so stressed actually trying to find a new flight because my return flight was already booked because I still had to come back anyways to close a deal with my new apartment. So we flew from my boyfriend's hometown to Stockholm so we could sleep at the airport hotel so I could catch my flights in the morning. And then we headed to dinner at this Asian buffet restaurant that we absolutely love. They have such great options over there. And then we headed back to the hotel just so I could pack and just spend some more time with my boyfriend since, our trip or time together was cut short and we absolutely did not know what the future holds because, I might be very busy and he might be very busy as well. So I woke up the next day and headed to the terminals, and my boyfriend wanted us to have our last drinks together since I don't know when I'm going back to Sweden. And we had our last drinks, and then I boarded the flights. I actually got these at the airport because I lost my AirPod. I was so irritated, but anyways, this was my seats. I was sitting in premium economy, and then we landed in Doha, and then finally landed in South Africa. So I went straight into preparing for this very important thing that I came back for, but boy, did I fuck it up. I fucked it up so bad, you guys. I was so tired, but anyways, I just had to stop crying and really just pick myself up, and I just headed to Macro because I wanted to get an air mattress because I really didn't want to sleep at a hotel anymore while my apartment was still being fixed. So I got this air mattress, which was very terrible because it literally tore in like 2 days. But this was my sleeping situation. I was actually very lucky that my apartment hadn't been occupied yet. So I just inflated my air mattress. This was such a workout. This reminded me of how unfit I am and how desperately I need to go back to the gym. But anyways, you guys, the mattress finally had some shape, and I arranged my bed and my Bible, just really just forget about that horrible experience and just get back to myself, pick myself up again, and remind myself that life is good regardless, and God is good and everything happens for a reason. I was so excited because tomorrow I'm heading to my new apartment.
Me enjoying my stay overseas, then remembering that I'm from South Africa.
Welcome to another vloggy vlog. We're in Sweden, obviously, as you can see with the colors. My man got me that #1 fiance chocolate medal as he picked me up from the airport. I was literally asking him if my breath was smelling because I felt like my breath was stinking because I've been traveling for over 24 hours. He said no, but I still made sure that he wasn't lying. I was extremely hungry, so we stopped by Burger King and I got a sundae as well as a Whopper and some chips with some wings. I absolutely love the Burger King wings. They are so nice, especially when they're fresh. We got back home and we quickly fixed the robots to cut the lawn, and my man left me and headed to a business meeting. I was actually not that tired even though I had been traveling for 24 hours. So I got home and I quickly showered and changed and went straight to shopping because we are attending my man's friend's wedding. So there will be a pre-wedding lunch, dinner, boat vibe before the actual wedding day, which I absolutely love that concept because you get to see all your guests and mingle, because on your wedding day I'm pretty sure you're like really overwhelmed and you cannot speak to everyone. So I went shopping for my man and myself. I was just shopping for the boat outfits because I was so disappointed. I had ordered Shein, but I ordered late, so they didn't arrive on time. The theme is summer nice, and I saw these really nice dresses and a top at H&M. I fitted them, but when I fitted them, they were not very flattering on my body because I have really big boobs, so not everything looks nice when you have big boobs. I got home and unpacked my suitcases only to pack them again because we had to leave the very next morning, which was the day of the pre-wedding boat cruise. So all the guests that were coming to the wedding were booked into a hotel in Stockholm, which was a very, very nice gesture from the bride and the groom. I mean, if you have the means to do it, why not, bro? I needed to quickly fix my nails because the overlay was chipping, so I just really needed to look really nice and perfect for the wedding. I did not want any imperfections. This is how my nails were looking. As you can see, the paint in the corners was chipping and they fixed them. You guys, it was so expensive to fix just the overlay. I paid 1,200 rands in rands. Yo, I was like, now I know never to do my nails in Stockholm, because imagine if you were doing the whole shebang, like the whole acrylic, the whole
vibe. Like, that would be, I don't know, 2 million rand. We just went shopping around and we went to Gucci because my man wanted to buy new formal shoes for the wedding, and they advised him to get these ones because they are timeless. I also really liked the way they looked. Also looked around for some bags. This was so cute. I actually realized that I do not own a single Gucci item, you guys. My man was like, baby, just buy whatever you want, it's okay. But I felt so bad. We walked around the city just looking for some lunch spots to have something to eat. The boat was leaving at 6, so we decided not to actually eat anything because we still hadn't checked into the hotel and we really did not want to be late because I still needed to fix my hair and obviously do my makeup. So we decided not to eat and just stop by for a drink. I had some champagne, he had a beer, and it was just so nice sitting here just looking at all the boats and yachts just cruising. My man and I were on like an alcohol fast for a couple of months, and yeah, he made sure that we caught up on this month. Okay, I'm joking, but we just basically just drink socially when we're around other people. When we're together, I could walk to the hotel, but the shoes I was wearing were killing me. It was my first time wearing them and they were so uncomfortable, so we just requested and we checked into the hotel and we walked into this beautiful package from the bride and the groom, and they had their little customized champagne. Everything was so cute, fresh flowers and some sweets. I absolutely love Swedish candy. My man went and got an ice bucket so I could have a bit of champagne and get the vibes going while I was getting ready, listening to some music. And I settled for this dress because I already had it, and honestly the other dresses that I bought, I ended up changing my mind about them. I was a bit disappointed by the fact that I'm just wearing a summer dress and it looks like I didn't really put much effort into the theme because the theme was summer nice. Summer nice, in my opinion, is like really like summer, kind of like formal, smart, casual vibes. You know what I'm saying? But like, anywho, I tried to vlog as much as I could without like, you know, invading their privacy because these are billionaires and this is a very private event. So I did not want to be that one person with the camera literally all the time. But yo, it was really nice. The standard is really high. Everything was so good. The food, I had a chicken, a steak, and I also took some fish as well. And just everything was so tasty, so succulent, so yummy, yummy. This is what the setup looked like on the exterior parts of the boat, which was just so cute and so lovely. We were cruising nicely, and this is the bride. She was wearing this beautiful white dress with some flowers on it, and there was obviously live music. It was so good. The vibes were vibing. The bride wanted us to take some shots, so yo, we could not say no. We did take some shots, but honestly, I did not take the shot, you guys. Shots screw me up for real. Like, I knew that if I took that shot, I would not have woken up fresh for the wedding the next day. It was around 9:30 p.m. here, and we returned back to the harbor, and we took an Uber back to the hotel just so we could rest and be fresh for the wedding. Alrighty, see you in the wedding vlog. Last day in Dubai, guys, and we are headed back to Sweden. So we arrived at the airport, and I really wanted to try that fast food restaurant. It was okay, it was bland. And then we headed to the first class lounge. It was really mid, honestly. Guys, one thing about Doha Hamad airports is that it has spoiled us rotten, because I don't think I've seen any other lounges like that airport has. So I had a light meal because I really wasn't feeling hungry, and we landed in Doha and then straight into our next flight to Sweden. And then we landed in Sweden, and we had a 10-hour road trip drive, guys, because we were driving to my boyfriend's hometown so that I could see his family. And we stopped at Burger King because, yeah, we were feeling a bit hungry. And right next to Burger King is literally a Tesla or electric cars charging station. Remember, I told you guys there's a lot of electric cars in Sweden, so this is like literally normal everywhere. You find these charging stations everywhere. Guys, look at how clear the skies were, and it literally was going to 9 p.m. Like literally midnight. It's the same thing. So we stopped at the gas station because I wanted some bubble gum, but there wasn't a convenience store, so my boyfriend just loaded some gas, and I opened my Bible because it was about to be a long drive. So we finally arrived at around like 11:30,
and it was raining. So we went to bed and we woke up the next day and we wanted to go get some groceries and before we see my boyfriend's mother. So we headed to Ica. This is one of the biggest grocery shops in Sweden. I mean, the Ica chain is one of the biggest chains in Sweden. Guys, one thing about Sweden, they do not pack your groceries. You have to pack it yourself. As you can see, I tried recording, but it was an absolute fail because I didn't have a tripod. But this is the stuff we got. And yeah, before we headed to my boyfriend's mother's summer house. I'm saying boyfriend's mother because my boyfriend's father passed away earlier on this year on his birthday. If you know me and you follow me on Instagram, I did post that on my story. But yeah, this is the driveway to the summer house, you guys. Like, beautiful. So my boyfriend's mother has been living in the summer house alone, and she left their main house because she felt like it was too big for her and she just could not handle it. So she wanted to be in the summer house and I guess just be in nature and not in the city. If you've been an OG supporter, you have definitely seen this house. But we arrived, and guys, listen to what my boyfriend says next.
He told me that when, Fredrik and Veronica comes here, she always brings these because they spill so much, and she brought them for us too.
Yeah. One thing about being at the in-laws, guys, is that you will laugh at everything. And my boyfriend is our translator because his mother is not very good at English, but she still wants to communicate with me.
Jag ska ta det med dig då på svenska. Det blir ganska mycket.
Yeah, she will tell me something and then she wants me to tell you.
Jag satt och tittade i telefonen. Jag vet inte riktigt vad jag hade gått in på. Så hittade jag bilder av er två tillsammans. Jag var något på som blev rätt att ha. Om det var på...
Yeah, I can't remember what she was saying, but we headed back to my boyfriend's childhood house, their parents' main house. This is the childhood home that he grew up in. As you can see, he was showing me this cup that was his favorite cup as a kid. And then he really wanted me to show you guys these dogs that his parents love collecting. And I just could not help but laugh because literally my granny used to collect these dogs too. But my boyfriend's mother is very obsessed with like collecting these ornaments. They are literally all over the house. So we headed down to the basement where there is a bar, a very old bar, guys. There's literally alcohol in here that is about 20 years old and has expired literally 20 to 25 years ago. But they still keep it in here just for, the vibes. And as you can see, my boyfriend turned on the bar is open sign. But it's generally very cute and just very aesthetic in its own way, in its own right. Very 1950s aesthetic. But this bottle, he was showing me that it is one of the bottles that is actually 20 years old in here. And there's more alcohol behind the bar. But anyways, we had some wine. Trust me, this wine is not 20 years old. But yeah, this is the one we were having. And then the next day we went to the city. The sun was out. One thing about Swedish people, guys, is that they do not play about the sun. When the sun is out, we have to be outside, okay? They are not used to the sun. So like we have to do something when the sun is out. So we went to taco bar and we had some tacos. And then it started raining because the weather in Sweden changes like every 2 seconds. And I just wanted some running shoes because I wanted to start running. I just started feeling really unhealthy. And yeah, we headed to Intersport and I got myself a pair of Nikes just for some running. And then we headed to the liquor store just because everything is an experience whenever I'm in Sweden. I just love looking at all the shops and I'm just intrigued by the stuff that the shops have, But then later on, we headed to our dinner date at the Wood Hotel at Miss Voon. It's at the very top floor. It's a very lovely restaurant. And if you are an OG supporter, you have seen this restaurant before. But I had a margarita to start and my boyfriend had a whiskey sour. And we started having our meals. I really don't know what I was eating, but it was good. But I know my boyfriend was having like sashimi and some other stuff. But yeah, I know this was chicken. Yeah, that was chicken and rice. And I don't know what my boyfriend was having, to be honest. And I was wearing this cute dress because I just felt like a lady. And then this was us waiting for our taxi, guys. One thing about Sweden, they do not play about drinking and driving. The restaurants will report you if they see you heading to a car when you have been drinking in their restaurant. And you will lose everything. You will lose your business. You will lose everything, honey. And you will go to prison. They do not play. So you have to order a taxi. It's very expensive. Or you have to ask a friend to drive you around. That's usually what we do. When we go out with my boyfriend, we just ask one of his friends to drive us around. But they were all working on this day. And yeah, we just ordered a taxi. Taxis in Sweden are very expensive. But yeah, my boyfriend wanted to go and chill outside. But it was wet and then because of the rain. So we just stood there and yeah, just him reminiscing about his childhood. The swing, guys, is very old. He actually has pictures on the swing as a kid. And yeah, it was just so nice just sitting out there until we got hungry and I had to figure out what we were gonna have for dinner. Bro, I do not know what I made, but I made something. I fried something. And then we had some chips. As you can see, I was being very playful. This is literally me in the video. Like, bro, he's very used to this, by the way. But anyways, guys, see you in the next vlog. Put a finger down if retrograde is messing you up. Put a finger down, even if. Put a finger down. Just put it down. I love Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I sacrifice my whole life for Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I absolutely miss making these daily vlogs. Do you guys miss me? Because I definitely miss y'all. I know I haven't been very active like daily on here, but I want to declare that I am back. This is a maintenance vlog, obviously, and I had to stop by my girls at Vanity Way to get my lashes and my nails right. On my nails, I did a refill because I didn't have time to start a new set. And I absolutely hate sitting on the chair for long periods, but I absolutely love my nails. I'm so obsessed with this white. Currently, we are going to my man. So I ordered new suitcases because my big suitcase actually just broke. But this was actually a medium and a small suitcase and I wanted a bigger suitcase. But anyways, I did some self-care and had some champagne. I've never actually used these bath bombs. This was my first time. And honestly, I'm not going to use them again because I just didn't like how they make the water look. I like my baths to be clear, okay? But anyways, I'm currently watching Breaking Bad because my man has been forcing me to. So I had started it like some time ago, but I ended up not committing to it. I woke up the next morning and headed to Lavish Beauty because obviously we are traveling and I wanted to get some braids because it's just... braids are low maintenance hairstyle when you're traveling. I find them very convenient because I don't have to wake up every morning to install my hair. So I was picking the color here and you guys, I do not like experimenting, especially when it comes to braids. I did find that color to be a bit lighter than what I always do. Actually, not what I always do. I always stick to just dark colors when I'm braiding, but I wanted to try something new. So I was like, you know what, Lerato, the hairstylist told me that it would come out nice, especially for my skin tone. So I was like, you know what? I trust your judgment. Let me just let her do her thing. When she started braiding, I was still not seeing the vision because I was just still finding the color to be like really light. She did mix it with another color to make it a bit darker. But you guys, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just not a light braids kind of girl. Like, I just like my braids to be black. You know that moment when you're still sitting in the chair and you're just regretting your life decisions? I feel like this was happening to me right now. I was still trying to convince myself internally that, okay, the color is great. The color is good. You look good. But y'all, like, I was still having some doubts and I was just like, Rata, what did you do? I was definitely crying internally because I just feel like the color just looks so light, especially with my skin tone. But you know what? I was like, okay, maybe when I get home and do my makeup, I'll love it. But anyways, I see you guys in the next vlog.
Ja, men den är god. Det smakar som en vanlig öl, men den är lite starkare än de svenska.
Manje sonke njani ngoba ngifuna ukuthi nje le trail nje lihambe la empedeni. Manje sonke njani ngoba yona ufuna nje mina ngifuna i-trail lihambe.
Den var lite stark, men jättegod. Jag har druckit en förr, men det var länge sedan.
Manje trail lihambe.
Ja, absolut. Alltså, jag skulle beställa den igen.
Ngithathe phela uhambise.
Det får vi se, men imorgon kanske.
Mase njani? Silale ne-tray le-burger ne-pizza embedeni.
Pizzan var jättegod. Men inget slår ju en öl för pizza.
Pizza yenzeni?
Pizza är bra, men hamburgare också.
Ipizza iseswini manje nithatha iplate uhambe ulibeka lapha ekitchen. Mina ngifuna ukulala ma embedeni ngilala neplate ne-tray embedeni. So ngicela uthathe i-tray uhambise.
Öl är också gott och man kan aldrig ha för många öl.
Wey, mina ngizwa mina. Manje senze njani?
Du har fel.
Senze njani?
Du har fel! Öl.
Angikuzwa mina uthini.
Nu snackar du skit.
Ma, ngeke silunge. Ngaze ngayidabukela ingane yethu.
Nej, nu, jag blir förbannad.
Khona lokho.
Skärp dig. Ta en öl och känn att det... Ja, det går bra nu.
Hayi, mina ngibuza shame uthini. Wathi nje mina into engenza ngifuna i-trail ihambe.
Vad fan pratar du om?
Mm?
Jävla skit, man.
Ngathi uyahlanya.
Skärp till det. Drick en öl och... Det här är en jävla thailändsk skit, men det är god. Men det, man tar egentligen...
Awungeke mina, awungeke shame.
Ta en Norrlands.
Awungeke.
Mina? You're worried about Mina? You're worried about Mina? Ngiyahlanya. You're worried.
Introducing Sony's Alt Field 1. Thank you, Sony, for sponsoring this video. And here it is, the beautiful portable Alt Field 1. This speaker has a lot of features, but one of my favorite features is this Alt button right here, which instantly boosts the bass for that deep, powerful sound.
Don't try me, I feel it quietly.
It's compact but solid with an easy strap to carry it around. The best part though is that it is built for anything, as it is shockproof, waterproof, dustproof, and even rustproof. So durability is not a question. With the 12-hour battery life, take your sound anywhere and enjoy uninterrupted vibes. Does anyone else feel like an overwhelming sense of responsibility when your family comes to visit you? I was on my way to pick up my mom and my niece from the airport. Even if they're just staying for a couple of days, I just suddenly feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the host, I'm the entertainer, I'm the tour guide, I'm the chef. I'm literally everything, and I'm not even gonna lie, it's a beautiful kind of pressure, but it's still pressure. Okay, I'm kind of lying on the chef part because I literally take them out like literally every day. So that's what we do. And if we do eat in, because my mom is not a fan of takeouts or eating out at restaurants, she just feels like it's a waste of money. She's the one who cooks, so I definitely cannot say no to home cooked meals. But it's only right that I take them out for lunch literally the day they land, because they're usually hungry. And also my mom doesn't usually do this, neither does my niece. So I think it's a nice change of vibe. Yo, my niece was so energetic. You guys, I don't have kids, neither have I ever babysitted, so I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to give her candy, and it wasn't so long until she hurt herself, as you can see, and luckily I had a first aid kit that came with my car. Yo, but one thing about Panado and kids, oh honey, it does the job. Saving that in my mommy hacks for when I have my own kids. You guys, I've just concluded that I'm not really the best host, because all I'm gonna do is literally take you to restaurants. So first things first, the next morning we headed for breakfast. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's a crime to go to Tasha's and not order a Turkish delight. My niece had a hot chocolate. I ordered a nice omelet with some sourdough bread. Guys, again, shout out to all the moms out there, because yo, I did not realize how hard it is to feed a child. Bro, my niece is so picky and she changes her mind literally every single second. Got home to some PR from Fenty Beauty, which I got some lip oils and some mascaras. So I'm so excited to start using these. So in high school, I used to do consumer studies, which we used to cook and bake a lot. So my mom requested that I make her a banana loaf, in which I tried to make without any proper measurements, and it kind of came out really dense. She still ate it anyways. I ain't eat that. She made some supper, in which she made some lamb stew, some rice, some coleslaw, and some, I don't know what that bean salad is called, but I think it's chakalaka, hey, because I think the only thing that makes me think that a chakalaka is when you add chili, in which my mom does not add chili in her chakalaka, but it's still chakalaka, right? Chakalaka. Anyways, the next day we went shopping because she wanted some winter clothes and some shoes. My mom is such a pump girly. Like, she loves pumps so much. I don't know how many pairs of pumps she owns. I woke up the next morning because I really needed to go fix my camera. So I headed to Santon with hopes that I would get some help at the camera shop that I bought my camera like 4 years ago. My gosh. Guys, I did not get the help that I needed. I'm gonna touch on that a bit later, but anyway, since I was still in Santon, I was like, oh, let me just go to Kramerville and check out Ekaya Furniture, in which they are currently making me some of my furniture pieces for my apartment, which will be ready next week, so I'm excited for that. Okay, back to the camera. So I headed to Centurion to this repair center for Sony, and I dropped off my camera for repairs, and boo, I got the quotation, and I was like, there's no way I'm fixing my camera for 7K. That's literally almost half of the price I bought the camera for. So I quickly headed back home because I had a fitting. You guys, this is the first time I ever get a dress custom made for me, so this is very exciting. I cannot wait to show you guys. That's the face of someone who's been struggling to sleep at night but has to wake up very early in the morning to make sure that she's on set by 6 a.m. It's back to work, you guys. As I said in my previous vlog, time to play is up. Yo, I'm just a baby. You know, every time I finish one acting gig, I always tell myself that, okay, I'm going to take a very long break because I am so tired of waking up in the morning. And then during that break, you miss your passion so much, you guys. And you're just like, no, guys, actually, I miss shooting. I miss acting. I miss performing. I just miss playing. Anyways, it's getting so cold out here, especially because I wake up so early in the morning. It's also difficult to find winter clothes. I just realized that all I have is just crop tops, dresses, and jeans. For the amount of money I've spent on Shein, I really don't know where all my clothes are, like, to be quite honest. So as you guys saw me doing a new set of nails on the previous vlog, I got to set and we actually realized that my nails were out of cont because I went and did a French, but my nails were white, therefore continuity wasn't gonna match. Therefore, you guys are gonna see lies on TV. You're gonna be like, did she not just walk out that room with white nails and then go to the kitchen with the French set? I grabbed my pre-packed lunch. As you guys know me with food, I completely forgot to take a video. All I was thinking about when I was eating was just eating. Literally. These are the big tripods and machines that make sure that we show on Mzansi Magic at 7:30. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, you guys. Camera crew, makeup crew, art department, department. This feast we were actually having in one of the scenes, and our department said I could take it home, and I was like, yeah, I don't have to get home and cook. Before you know it, it's already the next morning. You have to get up again. Almost feels like you're literally getting up in the middle of the night and the world is still so quiet until you get on the road and you're like, oh, okay. People are already making their ways to work at 5 o'clock. Hey guys, adulting. This is me already on set, and I'm just chilling in the green room. I like getting to set a bit earlier than my call time, just to make sure that I'm zen and I'm ready for the day, especially if I have back-to-back. This is my on-screen mom Spongile. As you can see, she was praying for our third AD. You know, one thing about working with mothers is that, oh man, they just give us so much love, especially when we're sick. It was time for me to step into makeup and wardrobe, got my makeup done, and I changed. You guys, I had so many scenes on this day that I did not film on set. I did not have the time to be picking up my phone, had to focus. I'm not a mother, but I don't know why I feel like a single mom who's working 3 jobs to take care of her kids right now, because I'm trying so hard to balance my content creation and my acting so that my social media doesn't die. I still want to be consistent. I still want to post my vlogs. I still want to make sure that I'm there and I'm still visible and consistent. Listen, bring on the campaigns. The campaigns need to keep coming, you know? So you guys, it ain't easy. That's why I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Anyways, as a former VIT film and TV student, I am still so grateful to be doing what I love. God kept his promise. I'm just so grateful, man. We're still growing. I have barely scratched the surface, you guys. I am coming for everything. All those years I spent in Brum, just being a DMV student who was barely making it with the allowance she was getting. Listen, you can't stop my goal. Prepare to be sick of me. You know what they say, better late than never. Guys, I know I'm very late with this vlog, but yeah, we are headed to Cape Town, and of course I had to stop by at the lounge just to get a refreshment and just a quick bite. By the way, I always say we really just be eating anything at the lounges, guys, because the food there is questionable sometimes. But we landed in Cape Town and of course headed straight to our accommodation. There was 8 of us, so we decided to stay in 2 different houses. And I was just so glad that we were greeted by this beautiful weather on our day of arrival. And I quickly changed into this dress. And this is my boyfriend's niece, Tess. And we headed straight to Camps Bay to go have some late lunch / early dinner. And Tess loves rosé, guys. I actually really do not like rosé, but I had it with her anyways, just so we could get the vacation mood going. I had such a delicious succulent steak for dinner with some risotto and a creme brulee for dessert, and then we headed to a bar because Swedish people do not like sleeping, guys. But anyways, we woke up the next morning and wow, I cannot get over how beautiful the views in Clifton are. It just really looks so picturesque and so exclusive. Like, it's such a beautiful place. And then we headed to breakfast at my favorite breakfast restaurant, and of course we had some mimosas. And I had her omelette. Even though the rest of my boyfriend's family has been to Cape Town, this was my boyfriend's niece's first time in Cape Town, so she wanted to go shopping, so we went to Waterfront, and then we headed back home to get ready to go for some lunch at the beautiful Camps Bay. So since Tess really likes rosé, we ordered this Whispering Angel. I've never tried it before, but yeah, it was okay. My boyfriend had chicken breast and I had a steak again. And then we headed back home and had some more drinks. And guys, I was so hangover the next morning that we stayed in the house the whole day. And this was the day we were supposed to go for lunch for my sister-in-law's 50th birthday, but I was sick the whole day. But we did make up for it and we took her to dinner at this hotel restaurant, which was average. If I'm being honest, the food was very average, but she still enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next vlog.
My name is Mbali Nhlapo, and I'm a housekeeper.
I finally did it, guys. I finally stepped on the other side of fear. Like, this moment right here is more than just starting a business for me. It's literally about breaking generational curses. For years, I've always had these business ideas, started social media accounts for the business, abandoned them, and just never actually just started. This year, I told myself that, listen, this is the year of breaking generational curses. Step on the other side of fear. Choose faith over fear, even when the path is not clear. And this is Seema, oh, my darling Seema, the HOD of makeup at work, and she was my first customer. I don't have all the answers, but all I know is that I cannot keep staying where I am. I have to start something. I have to do something. So I am now officially a business owner. I am introducing to you my very first brand, Blur Hoodie, which is basically short for Blankets Hoodie. These are wearable blankets. We have different colors, and we have for adult kids and big kids. Please remember that it's not supposed to fit like a jersey. So if you're an adult and you feel like you're petite or you're small, please go ahead and purchase the 96 centimeters. As you can see on my lovely model here, she's petite and she's 23 years old, and this is how it looks on her, and this is exactly how it should look, and not like this. This is only for big kids, and it will fit as an oversized blanket hoodie on them. And of course, I could not forget our bundle of joys. This is for our under fives. I have elephants and bears. We're now taking your orders on our website, www.blurhoodie.com, and happy shopping. I'm so excited. I'm walking by faith, not by sight, and this is just the beginning. All right. So I usually melt my lace with my Dior backstage. A little goes a long way. Because magula mina kumele kuthiwa ubani loyo engiyadlala ngabe ngemini, but at least angimini eteksini. That's not fine. Hello. I'm for the full tank. Hi, Mama. I'm outside. Where to? So far.
We can come back and we'll do a couple.
So these are my lashes. I'm so obsessed. I also did lamination on my eyelashes. No, these are eyebrows. Just when I took off my bra and I was about to literally rot on the couch, I got an order. I'm just gonna magically appear in my gym clothes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
wakanzima ngenza amasimo banowatshela ukuthi soze nga lazithuleko silomfana uyanyisa sokabami intwana ngundaba ezitha ngindaba ezitha baphida kanzima intombi yakhe iyangifila phume elokishini-ke ngiyaphakamisa.
I get a lot of questions on why I don't post as often as I used to. And honestly, I've just been feeling off. Some days I wake up ready to create. Other days I question everything. I wish I had the perfect answer, but honestly, imposter syndrome has been creeping. Lately, everything feels like it's moving too fast and I'm just struggling to keep up. I've been pouring so much into my social media, trying to expand, trying to grow, trying to make this my career. I'm starting to feel a bit lost, anxious, doubtful. Imposter syndrome is hitting me hard, and what used to bring me joy is starting to feel like pressure. So I keep reminding myself that it's okay to pause, it's okay to rest, it's okay to be kinder to myself, to make space for things that truly matter, like finally starting that business I've been dreaming about. So if you've been wondering where I've been, this is why. And if you've ever felt like this, if you've ever questioned yourself, your path, your purpose, just know that you're not alone. We're all just trying to be somebody's. We're all just trying to figure it out.
We are going on vacation tomorrow, so I had to stop by my girl at Vanity Way to fix my lashes really quickly. So we had to remove the old ones and get a new set. Guys, how sick do I look without the lashes? Like, I don't like myself without the lashes anymore. Yo, guys, lashes are addictive. So we were done in an hour and then I headed back home and got some packages because obviously we cannot go on vacation and not get new clothes, hence why I am at the mall. Guys, H&M has so many beach bag options. I was actually so shocked, but I have so many beach bags that I actually never use. And then they also have really nice sandals. They really have just everything for summer. You could literally just stop in one shop. I didn't like how these looked on my feet, so I didn't buy them. And my duty as a girlfriend is to buy my boyfriend clothes, because if I don't buy him clothes, he will never have clothes to wear. And then I headed to Zara, and oh my gosh, the sandals at Zara are eating. But of course, they're really expensive. And then I headed to Tasha's because I was really craving a Turkish delight. I feel like that's honestly the only reason why I go to Tasha's, guys. But
in the name of Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna do a very quick haul for you guys. Very stunning. And then I got these cute sandals, very cute beach bag. This was 329. This was 400 rand. I just got my boyfriend a bunch of clothes, like a whole lot of tees and pants. I also got more sandals at H&M, and then I got a night dress. I cannot go shopping and not get like pajamas of some sort, so this was 250. This nice cute nightie. And yeah guys, that's all I got. I actually need to pack today because tomorrow my flight is not that early.
and I also tried on some dresses that I ordered, and yeah guys, see you in the next vlog.
I think it's so hilarious how I used to fake my life in high school. I really come far with my life. I once had someone telling me that, you know what, Larato, you look like you haven't been touched by life. I was like, okay, what does that mean? Well, you clearly do not know me to make such a statement. You can't be walking around telling people my freaking sob story of, oh, I grew up in Guamashu. I was raised by a single mom, struggling single mom. I grew up Guamashu with my mom, my sisters, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, everyone in the same house. My mom never had a house of her own. She still doesn't. That's literally one of my biggest dreams. Literally the only reason why I hustle, so that I can be able to give my mom this life. My closure has Mbobo. In primary, I went to a primary called Roseland in a township in Durban, Newlands East. If you're from Durban, you know Newlands East, and you probably know Roseland. you know, most people always think that I grew up privileged because of the way I carry myself for some odd reason. My father would be just that guy that would come in and out of our lives. So transitioning from primary school to high school was very funny for me, because I remember my father came back into my life end of grade 7 when he was asking me what school I wanted to go to in grade 8 or in high school. And I remember I wanted to go to Ridge Park so bad. I wanted to go to Ridge Park so bad because my primary besties were going to Ridge Park and I just didn't want to be separated from them, obviously. But he was like, nah, you're not going to Ridge Park. I'm going to take you to Northlands. Northlands is a Model C school in Durban North. And I was like, damn, but I really want to go to Ridge Park. But at the same time, I was like, I would like to go to a white school. You guys, when I tell you, I had the biggest culture shock of my life. I remember the first day of Northlands. First of all, I never seen so many white people in a school in my life. And just the facilities, style of learning and everything was just such a shock to me. It was my first time ever seeing a projector. A damn projector. And it was my first time seeing a whiteboard. I was like, wow. I was used to the green freaking board where you write with chalk and the teacher would give you chalk to write notes because you have the best handwriting. I came from that kind of a school to being exposed to like freaking projectors and whiteboards and pools and a freaking huge ass field and all these different sports. I was exposed to art. I was exposed to so many different things at Northlands that I was just like, damn, bro. So I remember when I had to move back to Guamashu from Durban North to being picked up from school, from being picked up from school by my dad with a freaking BMW every day to now having to go back to Guamashu and take a taxi or a bus to come to school. That was like so embarrassing for me because I didn't know that there were kids that were doing that. Like, I just thought that, you know, I would just pretend as if, yeah, I'm used to this life. I'm used to this life. I'm used to carrying yogurt to school. I used to fake it. Like, I used to be like, yo. In reality, bro, I was shocked that these kids had lunch. Yo, I was shocked that we had lunch bags, bro. We had lunch bags. We had book bags. I was shocked. It was a lot, but I had to act like I know it. You know, like, I remember the first time I ever saw my friend's lunchbox. Her name was TK. Yo, TK's lunch. TK, if you're watching this, bro, you gave me serious pressure, bro. TK's lunchbox was like fruits, yogurt. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's rich as shit. It was such a culture shock for me. And I just did so much to fit in and live. To when I had to go back to taking a bus and taxis to go to Guamashu every day, that was so embarrassing for me. And I just felt like it was just so embarrassing and kids would laugh at me. And I was just not proud to be from Guamashu. Like, I would never. I remember every time they would ask me where I'd stay, I would be like Durban North. And I went to an all-girls school, and our brother's school was Northwood. And obviously, we would meet the Northwood boys in like sports stuff, and we would see them down the road or after school. And I remember where we used to get the bus was next to Northwood, and every time I would see my crush from Northwood, I would literally let the bus leave me, bro, because I did not want him to think for a second that I lived in the township. So I would just pretend as if I was just standing there, or I was going to Checkers, or bro, the bus would leave me all the time because I was faking my life. I did not want anyone to know that I lived in Guamashu. I remember I started not being ashamed of taking a bus from maybe end of grade 9, if not beginning of grade 10, because I was like, whatever, fuck it, I'm taking the bus, so what? There was something called youth that we would go to, so all the, like, sometimes most Northlands girls and Northwood boys and Danville girls, whoever, would be there. And that's honestly the only time where we used to see boys properly, and you would dress up and look nice just to impress the boys. And anytime someone would ask me where I lived, I would just act like, I live in Durban North, and my father lives in a mansion. And I would just act like a snob, bro. Like, when all in all, I'm freaking gonna take the last bus to Guamashu at the end of the night. And You know, like high school was actually hilarious. I'm glad things work out the way they did, because it really just pushed me to work even harder, because I knew that at the end of the day, as much as I go to a Model T school, I am not rich, you know? I'm not rich, and my mom is doing everything she can to keep me in this damn school. I do want to add though that my high school best friend was so obsessed with Kuhle. Kuhle is Mandisa Makasi's husband now, which is so crazy. You guys know Mandisa Makasi, Mandisa Dandala now. So Kuhle was Mandisa's boyfriend ever since, and my Mandisa was a grade above me. Kuhle always had his eyes on Mandisa no matter what, bro. And I really liked Mandisa ever since like I got to Northland, because I just thought she was so calm and so cool, and I just wanted to be like her so bad. She was like this, you know, those baddie ass netball girls. Yo, Mandisa was just so perfect. I was just like, I want to be like her so bad. The only reason why we would even go to youth was because we wanted to see Kuhle's group. They are married with a kid, yo. I'm like, damn. Shout out to Kuhle and Mandisa, bro. That's some serious high school sweetheart, true love shit. Cause I saw the journey. Tasilana manje, guys, says kulile. Hey, says kulile, my friends. Yo. What a beautiful. Okay. Hi, my name is Iratonx. My name is lratonxumalo. That's how my teachers in high school used to call me. lratonxumalo. And I'd be like, it's Malo. It's not Naxumalo, you fucking dumb bitch. So I'm doing my first ever solo braai at my new crib. Before I can host people, I just want to make sure that everything works perfectly and I know what to do. So I started seasoning my meat, you guys. One thing about me when it comes to braai, I'm not really a big fan of red meats, but I just added it just for vibes, you know. Just because I just feel like if you're gonna braai, you have to accommodate everyone. So that's why I added the red meats, because I wanted to see if I could braai it when I finally have guests. So I preheated the grill and then I added my meat. And yeah, guys, I did not add any marinade at this point because I just wanted to make sure that the meat cooks with just the spice or seasoning only, because I just feel like marinade burns the meat. So I only added it after the meat was cooked. As you can see, I have a bowl with marinade. So I reduced the heat tremendously because whenever I start cooking my wors, it just really has to cook on low heat because wors just cooks quickly and it's very easy to overcook it. So I was trying to stay away from that. I started preparing my chakalaka because what is a braai without chakalaka? Come on. Come on. I almost burned the what is this thing called? I almost burnt it though. I don't recommend having a drink and yay! I can't even speak English. Relax. So I removed the chicken from the oven and then I put it on the grill just so it could also have the, you know, braai effect. And then I started preparing my chili for my chakalaka. Honey, my chakalaka spice level has to be on 1,000. If my chakalaka is not spicy, I do not want it because you might as well just eat beans straight from a tin and carrots. I don't know. Just a reminder that this is a no judgment zone. So this is how I open my tin because I do not know how to use a tin opener. This is the only way I know how to open a tin. And yeah, I just feel like I just don't even want to learn how to use a tin opener at this point. So this is the final plate. I'm so proud of myself. You guys let me know how I did. But I think I'm ready to host, guys. At this point, it's not you, it's me. I know, guys, I know we have a toxic relationship with this app. I really don't know what happened or who is coming between us. But you know what? I really want to get back to posting more often on here. So this is my attempt of returning back to TikTok with this vlog. So we were on a date with my man on his last weekend in South Africa. Guys, any chance I get, I will show you my ring, okay? So we ate and we also ordered different cocktails. This is the P-Star Martini. I've never had it. This was my first time. And guys, is it me only? Like whenever I'm with my man and we order cocktails, I always taste both of our cocktails and then I choose the one I like the most and I give him the one I like least. And we started the day right the next day and we headed to breakfast and we took things up a notch and I organized a little picnic and we had a lot of champagne and soju. We stayed in the garden for such a long time until it got dark. My man took out the big guns. Actually, he collects a lot of these champagnes because he says that apparently years later they will be worth a lot. So he wants to keep them and sell them like in 20 freaking years, apparently. So, of course, with these last weekend, I had to prepare a bride. You guys know one thing about me, Shimbandla. I will braai. I love meat. And I just like the vibe of, you know, braaiing, having drinks. Guys, let me tell you something. This man never liked pap because he would say that it doesn't have a taste. But now, I don't know what happened, but any chance he gets, he's like, no, can we have papa? And I'm like, hi, boo. And that time I can't even make pap, you guys. That was just me really just trying my best, but my skills are getting better. So I started preparing salads and some gravy. I made tomato gravy as well as potato and egg salad. And the meat was ready to go onto the grill. By the way, guys, since December is approaching, what are your go-to salads when you're braaiing? Because I want some ideas here. I always make the same boring things. Not boring, but I just want to switch it up a bit. So I like to preheat my grill just so whenever we put the meat on, it's already hot and sizzling. I brought my man a drink because he was working so hard. And we put our Voris last because obviously Voris has a lot of oil. So I always prefer to grill that last. And this is how everything came out. Oh my gosh, I'm literally salivating right now. And I'm craving all these things right now. I might just order braai for dinner today. But this was the final plate. Guys, I know that's a lot of meat. But my man loves meat and so do I. And yeah, this was my man's last day and the weather was so cozy and rainy. But anyways, guys, see you in the next vlog. I posted my boyfriend from the back. Y'all remember when you tried coming for me?
That's true.
You know, I really need to understand why South African black people think that you're dating an old man if you're dating out of your race. If you guys see a young black woman dating out of their race, you guys automatically assume that we're dating an old man. Why? I actually really, really would love to know. It actually needs to be a case study. Trying to be on some, oh, she's dating a pensioner, she's dating a 60-year-old man. Where? You know when people have nothing on you and they definitely cannot come for you and they just start making up lies about you? I posted my boyfriend from the back and people just started assuming that I'm dating a pensioner. Like, how did you even come up to that conclusion? What about my boyfriend's back made you think that I'm dating a pensioner? Like, it was funny in the beginning until and everyone was having like a field day with this narrative and I was like, no, what you're not gonna do is if you're saying that I'm dating a pensioner as a 25-year-old, you're basically coming from my morals because I'm dating an old man for their money. That's what you're basically implying. I could tell that he was just trying to act like he wasn't fazed by it. He was fazed by it, you know. He was just like, what the fuck? Do I look 60 or something? My boyfriend is well within his 30s, doing very well for himself. There was a pattern with these trolls. It was men, black men, old black women, and very young girls that were going with this narrative. I blocked everybody. The one that would comment, I blocked all the people that would like the comments, because you clearly do not know me. You sure as hell do not know me. And secondly, you sure as hell are not a true supporter. You're just coming to cause havoc and to try and ruin my reputation.
How are you, Iratonx?
I'm good.
So, this is Freedom.
Are you ready? Like, this is actually becoming somebody's wife. Wabanay. When last did we chat? Life just got so hectic and everything became in daughter. We need to catch up. I'm back in the country and I'm just like, you know what? Time to play is fucked up. I saw this video on TikTok that said probably needed a hug, and I got engaged and traveled the world instead. I can relate so bad. When did we get here? We are growing. Wait, hold up. Stop the bus. Where are we going? I don't think I actually thought about the amount of commitment that it takes to be an engaged young woman. If you know me, you know how career driven I am, and I currently just feel like I am at a very confusing stage of my life. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's next. I just don't know. All I know is that I just really do not want to stop pursuing my dreams. Being somebody's fiance is not child's play. Like, there's a lot of commitment, especially if you guys do not live in the same country. I love my man, but also I'm at a point in my life and career where I'm like, bro, I cannot stop. I need to keep going. I really have not reached my full potential yet. I really thought I was ready to move, guys. Wabanay. Life abroad. Let's talk real just for a second. It is a huge transition. As much as I absolutely enjoy spending time with my man, Every time I'm with him, I'm just like, bro, I'm so used to being alone that I can only be with someone for a specific amount of time. Obviously, that is something that I will have to get used to when I get married. It's so scary, my boy. I absolutely cannot focus. I cannot work. I cannot do nothing. That's just how I am. Even when I was growing up, I was just generally a person that cannot focus around other people. I need to be in my own space. I need to be by myself to completely focus, just to lock in. Just being around my man, I can't do anything. The only thing I'm focused on is just literally catering to him, making sure that I'm thinking about what we're gonna have for lunch, dinner, all those things that I don't think about in my everyday life when I'm alone. Like, this is actually becoming somebody's wife. Are you ready? I'm asking myself a lot of questions. I'm not getting cold feet, guys. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really just still trying to do things. I'm still trying to start my businesses. If I move now, when am I going to get the time to do all of that? This conversation is overstimulating me. I'm scared. Does anyone relate? I just need your advice.
Let's go to Paris. I am, of course, with my fiance. We just wanted to do a very quick short lift. We headed to the airport, dropped off our bags, and of course we headed to the lounge because, listen, when we're traveling, our party starts at the lounge. I must say, this lounge was so good, better than all the other lounges that I've seen in Sweden. We had some champagne, of course. I mean, it's only right because we're going to freaking France, right? We boarded the flight and I was so happy that this flight is just 2 hours because I hate flying consecutively, like in consecutive days. So I was so happy that this flight was not a long flight. Sweden to France is very close to each other. Europe in general is a very small continent. You guys, my man is the most introverted, extroverted person. I don't know if there's a word for those kind of people, but I promise you, everywhere we go, he makes a friend. Like, it's so easy for him to make friends, and I'm just like, bro, I envy you because of that. How do you even start a conversation with somebody you don't know? That was a very rough landing, if you ask me. But anyways, we landed in Paris, CDG Airport, Charles de Gaulle Airport, I think that's how it's pronounced. Picked up our bags and we headed straight outside to go catch a taxi. There are taxi options outside. It is sort of expensive. Everything is expensive here. This is the most famous monument in the world, Arc de Triomphe. I don't know why it's so famous. On our way to the hotel, we also saw the Eiffel Tower and I was like, nice. I love the fact that our hotel had this vintage looking balcony. It was giving all the vibes. If I ever build a house from scratch in future, I will definitely go for the vintage look. I absolutely love it. It's so timeless.
Are you happy to be in Paris?
I'd be damned if I wasn't happy to be in Paris, okay? But we went around looking for a restaurant to eat. There's a lot of restaurants in Paris. It is not hard to find a restaurant. But I must say, finding a French restaurant was a bit of a hassle. There's a lot of Italian restaurants. I don't know whether people just like pizza and pasta or what. We started off with some drinks. It is only right to drink champagne in France, honey. Why would you be in a champagne country and drink anything else? But my man was having a whiskey sour and I was the one having some champagne. I ordered a chicken Caesar salad. This was actually my first time with some French fries. I honestly thought that these French fries would have something special. They just looked like slab chips to me. I'm so used to creme brulee tasting like custard, but this one tasted like boiled egg. So we went and bought the most expensive champagne and the cheapest. The cheapest one is called the Cremant, and we headed back to the hotel because I was exhausted. You guys know that I am a sleepy girl, okay? My vacation is in the hotel room. I love ordering room service. But on the other hand, my man is an explorer, honey. He is an explorer, and I just felt so bad. And we took a walk to the Eiffel Tower. Listen, the Eiffel Tower at night is so worth it. Like, it is so beautiful when it's all sparkly and stuff. But I must say, during the day, it just looks like an electricity tower. But anyways, guys, see you in the next vlog. Miss Xumalo, would you like to join us for breakfast? I slept the whole flight and missed all the other meals, but I woke up for breakfast and had some croissants, a mimosa, as well as some cornflakes and an omelette that had this pork sausage and some beetroot and a hash brown, I think. We finally descended to Sweden. Whoop! whoop. We landed in Sweden and I went through passport control, which this time around they asked me quite a lot of questions, you guys. I was a bit scared. That was a bit scary, but anyways, my man picked me up from the airport and surprised me with a new camera and some chocolate. As you can see, I was so mushy and so happy to see him. It's been quite a while actually. But I was actually a bit shocked that Sweden is still so cold, regardless of the fact that it's their spring. My man had booked a hotel at the airport so that I could get some rest and have some breakfast, because he just thought I would be so tired after my flight, which I really thought was so sweet. But mostly I did not eat. He was the one eating. So I kind of think this was for him. But they really had some really good options. They also had some fresh juices and some shots for your immune system. Oh yeah, he also surprised me with my favorite Swedish candy. I absolutely love this candy. Even my mom loves this candy and all the kids at home. I went up into the room and yeah, it was actually very spacious for a hotel in the airport, because these hotels are usually a bit cramped, because I guess if you're going to be sleeping at an airport, you just want to sleep and wake up for your flight, I guess. But yeah, it was quite spacious, as you guys can see. So we just decided to just take a nap and wake up a bit more revived to start driving to Stockholm. When we started driving, the weather was actually a bit warmer, but in Sweden, warm weather does not last a very long time. You have to enjoy it for just those couple of hours. We headed to the Radisson to check in, because I actually just wanted to do a bit of shopping in Stockholm before we fly to Paris. This time around, I actually did pack light, so I left most of my stuff. So I just wanted to get some new makeup products and also some clothes and bath scrubs and all those stuff. So yeah, it's always fun to shop in Europe because you get to see all these brands. While I was shopping, I was like, damn, this is such a beautiful, beautiful poster of Tyler and her sister. Man, I love to see girls winning. And we stopped for a drink and I wanted the IKEA meatballs so bad. We ate and headed back to the hotel. Our room was finally ready for us to check in. And this is the room, just a standard room at the Radisson. You guys, how sweet is my fiance who got me these beautiful flowers. I was not expecting this, and I actually don't know when he got these because we were literally together the whole time. And I also got a princess cake. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. That's not how you say thank you. Merci, mademoiselle. Practicing my French because we are going to Paris. Get comfortable because today we've got a vloggy vlog. Today is a pool day. We are going to the Aura Sky Pool. I've always wanted to try this sky pool because I've always seen it on my Pinterest. And I just wanted to see it with my own eyes. It was lovely. The food was so amazing. And the views were to die for. If you want to see Dubai from a top of a building, you should definitely try the sky pool. It was really good, but it was kind of crowded. And if you know me, you know that I don't really like a place with a lot of people. It just gives me so much anxiety. Anyways, we headed back to our hotel. We were actually changing hotels on this day. You guys, there's actually so many G-Wagons in Dubai. It's like a Corolla in South Africa. So we headed to our new hotel, Raffles Hotel. You guys, when I tell you this hotel is so sophisticated, it's so elegant, it's so stylish, super refined. Yo, I mean it. Like, look at this. Look at the finishing touches. Like, you just feel like royalty at this hotel. And they've got like fresh fruits for you every single day. The views are spectacular. This view actually reminded me of the Beverly Hills Hotel in Durban. All you can see is just ocean and palm trees. It was absolutely beautiful. Loved this view. And in our room, we actually had these snacks. And I think you pay for those snacks, actually. But the way they're just so presented is just so beautiful. Everything is presented so beautifully. And yeah, so I had to change because we're going to Dubai Mall to do some shopping. This was my look. I think I look so elegant on this day. So we headed to the Dubai Mall and I was a bit anxious because I know that the mall would be so big and I hate big malls because I get so overwhelmed. But we started at Balmain and my boyfriend got something for himself, and then we headed to Louis Vuitton
for moi. We were welcomed with some welcome drinks. I asked for sparkling water and not champagne, just because I just wanted to feel like that girl. Like, I'm used to this shit. I don't want no champagne. I'm here to buy and go. Yo, the waiting time at Louis Vuitton is so long. As you can see, we were still waiting, and then our saleswoman finally came with our stuff. And then we headed to early dinner. We went to Doors. And you guys, when I tell you this restaurant is a 20 out of 10, I mean it. Like, the service, the food, the ambiance, the views, everything is amazing. They don't serve alcohol at this restaurant, but the way they put in effort in their mocktails and how delicious they are is just so amazing for me. I wish we had a restaurant like this in South Africa. It was just so good that my boyfriend and I actually kept returning to this restaurant during our Dubai stay. Everything was so amazing. The service was great. The waiters were so friendly, and they really paid attention to detail. As you can see, we ordered more mocktails, and it's the details for me. And we got some free dessert. This dessert was so delicious. That is me with my shopping bags. And then we headed back to the hotel, and it was night. And we woke up the next day to more fruits in our bowl. Like, this just what I mean when I say this hotel just makes you feel like royalty. And I started unboxing my big guns. This is what I meant, guys, when I said, you know what they say, you have to take care of your boyfriend or whatever, because, you know, it returns to you multiplied and tripled. I'm joking. But yeah, these are the shoes I got. I actually initially wanted them in a different kind of material, but they didn't have it. So they only had the monochrome in stock. So I got it in monochrome. And then we headed to the Dubai Marina. Yo, it was my first time in a Tesla. And when I say this car is so smooth, wow. And we arrived at the Marina. We had a whole private boat. Just me and my man. The boat had 3 levels, and we headed to the top level because, you know, we wanted to see the view. We were here from 5:30, which was basically the sunset times. And yo, this part of the boat was so scary for me because the waves were so strong and they were shaking the boat, and I started getting so anxious, and I headed down to the room. Yo, the boat had a room. You guys, but anyways, I changed into my swimsuits just so I could be comfortable and make some content, take some pictures. We had a bottle of Moët, and my boyfriend wanted to swim in the ocean. Yeah. I think it was at this moment where I was just filled with so much gratitude, and I'm just so grateful for my beautiful life, and God really listens. I've prayed for days like this, and yeah. Here I am living my wildest dreams. But anyways, see you in the next vlog. Moms in Joburg part 2. So we were definitely having a braai because it is her birthday. So we started with the potato and egg salad. And my niece is always on my mom's back, you guys. I'm always asking my mom if this is not painful for her. And she says she's used to it. So my mom started making green salad. I feel like, what is a braai without green salad and chakalaka? I personally am not a fan of green salad, but I just feel like it seals off the braai for some odd reason. And then my niece woke up and told her servants to put away her milk. And then she started crying, you guys. But she calmed down after I played the ball with her outside. And then I started preparing my meat for the grill. So I started with my T-bone. I started seasoning and everything. This is me getting down, honey. So my T-bone wasn't defrosted properly, so I just put it in the microwave just to defrost it for a few minutes. And then I continued with my seasoning. The last time I had that solo braai, you guys hyped me up. So like, yo, I'm feeling myself. Whenever I'm like braaiing, yo, I'm feeling myself because I'm like, ain't nobody who's gonna touch my braaiing skill. I feel like a real braai master.
So then I started preparing my chicken to put it in the oven because, yeah, remember I told you guys that I first put it in the oven and then I put it on the grill for a couple of minutes just so it can have the braai effects, you know, because whenever the meat is marinated, it burns really quickly. And then I ended with my wors because wors has so much fat and it burns very, very easily. As you can see in this clip, the wors was burning because, yeah, it just has so much fat or oil or whatever it has. So I always end with my wors and I try and cook it at low heats. But the moment it pops, even if you're cooking it at a low heat, it's just gonna burn like really quickly. And then I was showing my mom how to make a wish when she was blowing her candles, you guys. She killed me in the next clip. Like, so I was showing her that you just, you know, just close your eyes and make a wish. But I just so happened to be holding my chest, so she was like, do I have to do that?
You don't have to. You don't have to fucking sell this for me.
So I lit her candles and she made her wish. Yo, you guys, my mom was not making a wish. Like, she was full blown praying, you guys. We had to wait for her to finish. But anyways, she cut her cake and she had a piece with my niece. I didn't have any cake because it was getting late and I really want to fix my sleeping patterns. I've been sleeping so late lately. So yeah, I just really, really desperately want to fix my sleeping patterns. Our bride did not have pap, you guys, because I was just so lazy to make pap and my mom was lazy too.
I know it's been a while, but I am back and I am better. Let's fly to Stockholm for 2 days, guys. So I went to the slow lounge because Qatar doesn't have an independent business class lounge in Iratonx. They have access to the other lounge, which is really shady. So that's why I just chose to go to the slow lounge so I can be comfortable for a couple of hours before my flight. And then we started boarding the plane. Yo, I don't know. It's always so exciting flying business because what do you mean? Look at the seat. Yo, I'm so excited. Like, it's just so comfortable. You get there and you're sitting there and you're feeling yourself. I started getting ready and taking pictures to stunt on them bitches on Instagram. Why is there always a white person in our business? The reason why I'm going to Stockholm for 2 days is because I actually just flew there kind of to pick up my boyfriend so we can go together to Dubai. You know, there's Dubai vlogs coming up next. But if that's not love, I don't know what is, but because who is going to fly for almost like 19 hours to Stockholm just to be there for 2 days only to fly back to Dubai instead of us just meeting in Dubai? So they started serving the meals and I started with my entree. Is it called entree? I don't know. But a starter. Appetizer. So this was my appetizer. I had like the salmon thing. This was nice, but I felt like it was so salty, but I just had to just suck it up and act like I'm used to this life. And then as my main, I had the salmon steak. Is it called a salmon steak or like a salmon whatever piece? After eating my main, I think I slept for the rest of the flights and then we landed in Doha. And from Doha, we landed in Stockholm. Whoop, whoop. So we stopped by some airport restaurants and we had some food, some Swedish meatballs and a burger. And then we were on our way to the hotel. Yo, there's so many Teslas in Sweden. It's crazy. Like, it's really, really crazy. I've never seen so many Teslas like I have in Sweden. So this was a hotel. The first thing I did was take a shower because all that gunk from flying. And then we woke up and we had a magnesium cocktail just for some energy before we started exploring the city. We ended up going shopping because I needed an outfit on this day because my suitcase with my pants and stuff was stuck in a car somewhere. So yeah, I love the self-service checkout thing, guys. It's just so nice just clicking this thing. Yeah, it's just so nice clicking the barcodes. I don't know. It's just so satisfying for me. And then we went to, what is this shop called again? I think it's called like Linko, whatever. It's like a skin shop where you can get like everything. This is like heaven for skin. We headed for some lunch at our favorite restaurant. So this restaurant is so good and it's just always a hit. It's never a miss. And then we just started walking around the city. I think I took about 11,000 steps on this day. These are the Swedish government buildings. So it's like the union buildings of Sweden. So this is where the politicians sit. You know, it's really nice. I like the lake or water, whatever you call it. And it looked so cute. Sweden is so clean, yo. Like, as you can see, it's literally so clean. And then we checked out of the hotel and headed to our second hotel because we wanted to sleep at the airport just so we could wake up the next day and not be in a rush. So this is the airport hotel. It was really nice and spacious. But the craziest thing is that airports, hotels don't have fridges. I don't know why. But yeah, we headed for dinner and this is what we had.
This is another vloggy vlog. We're finally back in Sweden after our 3-day trip in Paris. I'm actually so proud of myself because I've been doing my makeup quite a lot in this trip. I'm usually so lazy to do my makeup. Obviously, when you're in Stockholm, you have to do some shopping, but I actually didn't find much clothes, and I was so shocked to actually see that Lico had these 5% serum infused micellar waters. They actually have a lot of Nivea stuff all over Europe, so this is definitely one of the dominating brands here. We headed for some dinner. This is one of the best restaurants in the world. It's called AG. It's predominantly a meat restaurant, and y'all, their drinks are such a scam. Like, look at the amount of drink I had left after taking out the ice. We ordered this caramel dessert. It was so rich. I'm usually not a dessert person. We left and took a stroll around the city and stopped for some mocktails at some bar. Yo, I'm such a big bag that I also had a hot dog on the way. We woke up the next morning and headed back home because we have not been home that much ever since I arrived in Sweden. And we stopped by this Asian Express. It's like a Asian fast food restaurant. I love this concept and I just love the convenience because then you're not forced to have like burgers and stuff like that when you're road tripping for a very long time. This is fairly healthy food. We finally arrived home and I immediately changed into my very warm pajamas because, guys, Sweden is so cold right now. Even though it is spring, y'all, my man had so much expired food in his freezer that I had to take out everything, things dating back to 2020 and 2021 and 2022. Men are so tea, honey. But anyways, I made some dinner, which I made some Thai food, and we had a little dessert, which was some ice cream. You guys, you see these lashes that I have right now? I actually did these myself. I ordered these lashes on Amazon, and I watched a little tutorial on how to put on individual lashes. Y'all, they look really good from far. Don't judge me. We went to IKEA because I just really like going to IKEA when I'm in Sweden, and I absolutely love looking at their bathrooms and all the refurbishing stuff. We are gonna start refurbishing our house, but we just have not had the time, and I do not want to start a project and then leave it halfway because I have to go back home because I have to work. Yo, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot to be a wife to be, especially in a foreign country. We headed for dinner and my man wanted to eat at this Blackstone restaurant, but he told me that you cook your own food, and I was like, honey, I will not go to a restaurant and cook my own food. I was just way too hungry for that. I did not have the patience, so we headed to this bowling club place, restaurant, sports bar. The wings were really nice, but I'm not too sure about the rest of the meals that we had. We headed back home, and you guys, we had to wake up again to start driving for hours on the road because I really wanted to go to his mom's summer house. The ice cream cone is about 75 rands converted, and I was just like, yo, what in the... we stopped at the car wash. Everything is self-service in Sweden, as I've told you guys a lot before. Honestly, I'm just so grateful for the convenience that we get in South Africa, because in Sweden, honey, nobody's washing your car for you. Nobody's gonna pack your groceries. The labor laws here are very strict. There's no such thing as cheap labor. Everybody's paid like a decent amount of money. Even the people working at McDonald's, I think they make about like 50,000 rand. So yeah, we continued driving, and yo, I love the landscape in Sweden. They have so much water bodies. Like, it's just such a beautiful country. We finally arrived at the summer house after like, I think 4 hours of driving, so it wasn't very far, but the weather was so nice when you arrived. This is a very short-lived thing, guys. So when you see the sun in Sweden, you need to hurry up and go outside and enjoy your life, because it will not be for a very long time. If I do end up moving here after getting married, there will be a lot of adjusting on my side, and it just scares me a little bit because, bro, like, what do you mean there's no sun? I think that's just why people here are very like closed off and very depressed in general, because most of the time they spend indoors. There aren't a lot of restaurant options in the city, so we headed to this cafe, and my man had a grilled cheese and I had a pizza. It's not called a pizza, it's called a pinza.
I don't know why, but yeah. Picked up a couple of groceries because his mom was actually not at the house with us. Yo, these used to be called nigger balls. How freaking crazy. It's also a lot of wildlife in the countryside of Sweden, so you need to be very careful when you're driving. I had that moment with my man. At this point, it's me and this jersey against the world, but I was so tired and I removed my makeup. I like using the regenerating micellar at night. I also have to have some water on the bedside before I sleep because I just wake up in the middle of the night and I'm just so thirsty. Am I the only one who suffers from that? Is it good? Is it bad? But anyways, see you in the next vlog. Guys, I know it's been a while. Don't mention it. Like, I just realized that whenever I'm in Sweden, I kind of tend to live in the moment and really just try and spend as much time as I can with my boyfriend. So I do fall behind, especially with editing, especially for TikTok. But even with that said, I do still vlog. And, even though I post my vlogs much later. So anyways, I was on a mission to find an ice maker and I found it, and then I got some kitchen essentials.
Yeah, one thing about Sweden, waphuma netrolley uzoyibuyisela because ayikho indawo ukubeka itrolley la, ayikho umuntu ozothatha itrolley yakho. You will walk amalombo to put it back.
And then I headed to System Bollet. System Bollet is a liquor store just to stock up on our champagne and all the ciders and beers and everything. Guys, one thing about Swedish alcohol shops is that everything comes in singles. It's not like South Africa where you can just grab a 6-pack, which is so inconvenient for me. I don't care. And then, yeah, these are the groceries. And then we had our grill. And of course, I made my favorite South African salads. As you can see, there was coleslaw there. I also made a potato salad, beetroot salad, chakalaka as well. And then we had a fire. Then I woke up the next day and I went to gym because I've been on this wellness thing, guys. Like, I'm taking it seriously, And then my boyfriend took me to H&M. We actually wanted to go to IKEA, but there was an H&M right under IKEA. So we just went there, and then I ended up buying some stuff that was not part of our itinerary. But we went to IKEA because I was craving their meatballs and carrot cake, and my cravings were satisfied. And then my man took me to the Sky Bar restaurant place that was absolutely gorgeous. Like, this restaurant is so well designed and it's just so aesthetically pleasing. But also, one thing about Swedish weather is that it is so bipolar. As you can see, it's been cloudy and gloomy the whole day, and then the sun just decided to come out only to set. Stupid sun. But anyways, we had our drinks. I had a margarita as always, and my boyfriend had a whiskey sour as always. And then we had these Asian fusion fries or whatever they call them. So I've never been in a concert, so I thought it would be very nice for me to buy some tickets for my cousins and 2 of my supporters. Because, this just reminded me how I never used to afford these type of concert tickets, and I never even thought of asking my mom because it was an immediate no. She could not afford it. So I could not just buy the ticket for myself. So I want to bring along, 2 of my supporters and my cousins so that we can have a good time. And, I'm just so grateful for everything you guys do for me. Like, really, I'm short for words. I could never, ever stop just expressing my gratitude, So I really want to give someone a very nice experience because this is something that I wished I could have experienced when I was young and broke, So yeah, I cannot wait for this day. And yeah, let's have some fun. I'm going to give you guys more details of how I'm going to pick the people that I'm going with. But I'm just so grateful for you guys and I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Like, I'm just so damn grateful.
Can I just say, really, shout out to everyone that is unemployed and sitting at home and keeping it together. Girl, I need a hobby, something to do. I mean, just not doing anything. It's a lot. It's too much. So I just like just cutting it all the way up, right? And then just going around my ear like that. And then once I get there, like this, I'm just going to pull it like that. And then just take out the lace. Like, what can you do? Have like a Bible study, go to the gym, play netball. Those things would really help, guys. I'm really serious, guys. If you're serious, drop your number down below and I'm gonna start a WhatsApp group. I'm so annoyed I actually like made a hole by mistake. But anyways, guys, since we're unemployed and we are couch potatoes, drop some show recommendations. Like, what are you watching on Netflix? Like, I'm out of things to watch. Like, I love real estate reality shows. So like, I love your Selling Sunsets, Selling whatever. There's currently Buying London. I'm not really a fan. Everything is so expensive right now. It's actually crazy. Just vote for me to be president. I promise you, if you vote for me to be president, I want to photocopy money. Number 2, we're not paying for groceries. Everybody's gonna drive their dream car. I'm just gonna clean up the excess dry glue. But guys, just on the topic of mental health, like, I just feel like my mental health has been fluctuating a lot lately. My mind can't rest. I just get so stressed out and I feel like I'm wasting my life, I'm wasting time, I should be doing something. So my boyfriend has been saying a lot lately that he feels like I stress too much and I don't have to stress about anything. My job obviously is being an actor and a brand influencer. Just exposing my life too much on social media obviously has an impact of some sort in the way that I feel. Not everyone looks at your life and is happy for you. It's definitely all these energies and all these forces of darkness that I do not see and I do not know. He would be so happy if I just live a quiet life and just disappear completely from social media. Also, I just feel like if I do end up just going off the grid, I don't want to be making a mistake. Literally just making videos and filming and speaking and editing, that's my hobby. Like, I love doing this, but also doing that, you know, pays my bills. So now if I turn my back on this, I just feel like I don't want to wake up one day and regret it and hate my boyfriend because he was the one that said just go off the grid and we will be so happy off the grid. I'll take care of you. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about nothing. If I wake up one day and my relationship somehow just doesn't work out, I would literally hate him because I would think about all the amounts of progress that I could have made in the years. My ideal life for real is just going off the grid, living a happy, peaceful life with my boyfriend, traveling, living in a beautiful, huge plot in a beautiful house. I am 25 years old and let me tell you, I am so hard on myself. I never reward myself for the things that I achieve. I never reward myself for the amount of progress that I am making. It's always just like, oh, you know, it's just another thing. It's just another thing that I wanted to achieve. So we've crossed that bridge. Let's move on to the next. Which isn't good. You know, you need to like really like kind of reward yourself and do a Thanksgiving. I've never had a Thanksgiving. You know, a friend of mine kept saying to me, Loretta, I really feel like you need to do a Thanksgiving. Just like your closest friends and family. And yeah, you know, just give thanks. And I really do think that I really need to do that. I come from a family where it's just, it is what it is. You know, my mom wasn't like, my child is on TV. Whatever, you know, she never really cared about that shit. She was just like, okay. But also, yeah, she's not very affectionate. She's not very good at expressing her feelings. So this is the lace, guys. As you can see, like, it's a thick lace. It's not as thin as the HD. It also melts, you know, quite well. I think not too bad. You know, you get what you pay for. Shit! I also just like going in with the same melting concealer just over here, just to kind of just, you know, make sure that everything looks the same. What is it giving? Okay guys, so I'm trying out daily vlogs. So this is what I got up to today. I headed to the shops because I wanted to go and shop for some outdoor furniture. I saw these cute rocking chairs, but they were giving granny. They were giving granny vibes. They were giving granny's garden. But this is how much I spent. Love that it was same day delivery though. And I just headed to the garden because I needed to go touch some girls after that much money spent in a day over 2 chairs. Literally, I was not okay. And then I headed to the clubhouse to have some lunch. I originally wanted tuna maki, but they didn't have tuna, so I had salmon maki. And I saw this cute animal on my way back to the apartment, but it ran away from me, so it's ugly animal. But yeah, this is my outfit of the day. Was wearing this cute top, whatever it's called, and these black jeans that I bought on Shein a long time ago. And yeah, you guys, you know where I live, it's like predominantly white people, and most of them are like probably housewives. and all that stuff. And I always just feel like people are staring at me, and I understand because they're like, she looks young, but she's always at home. What does she do for a living? I actually get this question quite a lot, even on TikTok, which is a bit confusing for me, but just to clear things up, I am a South African actress. I've been on very big shows such as Scandal, Lingashoni, and Durban Gen. I am also a full-time content creator and brand influencer, and I have worked with Coca-Cola, Nivea, which is one of the brands that I started working with when I was at the early stages of my influencing career. And I continue to be loyal to them because it is one brand that I use on a daily basis. I've also worked with OctaFX and Huawei, just to name a few. I usually work with brands that I resonate with and brands that just make sense to me. So I really hope this answers the questions of the people that are always asking me, what do you do for a living? I actually work, okay? But I work from home if I am not booked for any production. So yeah, this is what I do for a living. I am an actor and brand influencer. I love my man. I love my boyfriend with all my heart and soul, but y'all just give him way too much credit. I do not live the life I live because of some white man. Yes, he's my man and I absolutely love him, but he does not provide for me. My life continues to be the way it is with or without him in my life. So I hope I've cleared up a lot of the curious minds. Guys, am I still allowed to post vlogs here? Don't beat me up. I know. I've just been in a phase of stillness and just letting life be. It is so easy to live for social media when 80% of your income comes from social media. So basically, I'm always filming, I'm always on my phone, I'm always editing, and I just felt like I really needed a break, and I allowed myself to take it because I was starting to actually lose my mind. Anyways, our catch-up session is now underway. A maintenance day was much needed before I travel. As you could tell, my hair is totally damaged, but we cut the split ends or the damaged ends. I don't know how you call them, but I did wig lines, and then I hit it to my girls at Vanity Way and did a refill on my lashes as well as a refill on my nails. I have been such a French baddie lately. I have not been wanting to change my nails. I've just been doing French all the way, but I absolutely love how classy it looks. And I did my toes, and you would never guess what color I did. Boom! And honey, don't hate on my toes because I know my toes are cute, so don't even start. The next day, I had to go do some last minute errands. I was looking for boxes because I wanted to send my younger sister, who is in varsity, some skincare package because her skin is currently post acne, so she's got a lot of dark spots. The girl is broke, and you know what? She's got a rich sister, so it's okay. Guys, not me saying I'm rich. Anyways, I headed to Discount because I also needed some hair care products because I ran out of my wig care products. I was also looking for something to balance my pH. I heard that boric acid is quite popular, but I couldn't see it anywhere at Discount or Clicks. So I just settled for this product because, yeah, I just really need to balance my pH. Guys, your girl has been on her P's for the longest time ever. I'm also attending a wedding with my fiance in Sweden, in which the couple requested that we do not buy them any gifts or get them any gifts. But you know, guys, you still have to get them something. So I decided to go and get them an R&R wine. I know R&R is really nice, so I got them the most expensive one. I've actually never had this. I had this one. I actually got that big bottle as well. Then I drove back home. Bro, this camp has a demon because there is no way I spent 3,400 in there when I initially just went to get my sister some skincare products. What the hell, Beyonce, bro? That's actually wild. But anyways, I just prepared this little care package for her. And of course, I got her products from the Luminous range, in which was the Luminous Day Cream, as well as the Night Cream and the Body Cream, because she's also got some acne spots. And then I shipped it all the way to Durban, KZN. I got home and I unboxed this iPhone 16 that I've actually had for some time because I realized that I'm running out of space on my two phones. That's how much backlog of content I have. Had to unbox it because, hey man, I have to continue making content. event. I absolutely love the matte black vibe. Guys, believe it or not, this is the first time I actually got my makeup professionally done outside of like filming on sets on my acting job. At first, I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't really feeling the look because I thought I looked really different. But yeah, this was my outfit for the event. I actually realized that I didn't take a lot of videos, but hey, that was the look. As time went on, I actually really started to like my makeup as it was settling. I think it looked really nice. Maybe I was just overthinking it. Got to the event, and of course you saw the stars. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love Aus Tembi. She is so sweet, and she's such a she's such a darling. Passed by KFC on my way back home because I was starving, y'all. I was very scared to eat at the event because I was scared my dress would pop because that cassette wasn't playing, honey. It was time to travel the next day. Obviously, I got to the lounge, had some bubbles, and they always have such nice things at this lounge. The desserts always look so good, but unfortunately, I don't really have a sweet tooth like that, so I don't eat dessert like that, so I always have to just stick to food, okay? But I always get so mad at myself because I always arrive at the airport literally when the flight is probably like an hour until boarding. And for international flights, passport control and security takes forever. But anyway, see you in the next vlog. The star of this vacation is definitely my new bag. I'm just gonna put that out there just in case you guys were wondering. Anyways, as I said in the previous vlog, we were so tired, but we were like, you know what, we did not come here to sleep, so we just took a walk around the area of the hotel, and we found this really nice small restaurant, and we ordered some fried rice. I also ordered some miso soup. Miso soup is really good for us ladies, so you should definitely try it, especially if it's that time of the month. Good morning. Woo-hoo. My favorite part of the vacation is definitely the breakfast. I am always looking forward to seeing the breakfast, especially if it is inclusive with the hotel. I have seen different breakfasts in different hotels, but let me tell you, this is the best breakfast I have ever seen. They had so many options. They even had wine for you over there. They had desserts. They had fresh honey, different cereals, different nuts, different mueslis, different fruits, different yogurts, pizzas, tacos, fresh seafood, and as we sat down, they told us, oh no, you thought that was it? No, we still have an a la carte menu. I was like, what? So we can still order from a menu? Love that. So obviously you can imagine this was heaven for me. So I stuffed my face so much, and we headed back into the hotel because we wanted to explore the town. Popped them away mini because yeah, let's get the party started. Also love that the room already had built-in speakers, so you didn't have to worry about carrying your own speaker and connecting it. The room already had that, which was so beautiful. Installed my hair and I changed it into this yellow number that you guys have already seen so many times. I picked out my man's clothes because if I do not do this, he will be walking around looking scruffy, like he is not loved. I just don't get it. Is it all men or is it mine? Is mine broken? Bro. So we had shuttle services, which I absolutely love. They take you wherever you want to go and they pick you up. Actually, you really prefer that option because taking Ubers around here is almost like impossible. They never accept the trip, or it takes a very long time. So if you can, just take the shuttle services from the hotel, and they are a bit cheaper than taking an Uber. And we arrive in Mykonos town. This is what Pinterest dreams are made of. This literally, if you type Mykonos on Pinterest, this is exactly what you're gonna see. These are all the buildings, these are all the restaurants, this is where all the Pinterest locations are located. Beautiful, clean town, lovely food, lovely drinks. But you guys know Mykonos is a bit on the more pricier side. It is a bit expensive here, but I mean, it's all worth it. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this beautiful view. How are we sitting right by the ocean, enjoying our drinks? Mykonos does remind me a bit of Croatia and Cape Town. I always say, guys, Cape Town has so much potential. Oh my gosh, Cape Town has so much potential. Guys, I promise you, Mykonos looks like Cape Town.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It looks like Cape Town, we just need enough investors. We just do not have enough restaurants by the ocean. Like, name one restaurant that is literally sitting right by the ocean in Cape Town. I'll wait because I'd love to go there. And don't tell me Bangalo. Don't tell me Bangalo. But the amount of stray cats, oh my goodness. If you're allergic to cats, I do not recommend you come to Greece because they are everywhere. They're literally in the city, they're in the islands, they are everywhere. This was the best seafood platter I've ever had in my whole life. Extremely fresh and succulent. I also loved the service at the restaurant. But anyways, guys, see you in the next vlog.
Yesterday when I shared a message about ego, God gave me another message on perseverance. What is perseverance? To persevere means to keep going, staying committed and not giving up, even when things are hard, difficult, painful. In faith, it means to trust God, to obey Him, and wait on His promises, even when it is hard. You know when a farmer sows a seed, they sow a seed and they expect to reap something from that seed, whether a vegetable or a tree or whatever. They sow that seed knowing very well that rain, thunder, wind, everything is going to come, but they will reap something out of that seed. That is exactly the same thing as when you pray and ask God for something, but it just seems like God is quiet. It seems like God is not hearing you. It seems like God is not answering your prayers. The only thing that can get you through that season is faith. You just need to trust God. You literally trusting something that you have not seen, something that you do not understand. It's like sowing onion seeds, right? You know that you're going to reap onions in a specific time frame. But sowing mango seeds for a mango tree or an avocado tree is going to take you a bit longer, right? So do not ever compare yourself to somebody else's life because you don't know what they had to endure to get to that point in their life. When things feel stagnant, when doors feel closed, prayers feel unanswered, let me remind you something. That is not the end. You are in the season of perseverance. How blessed are you to be in God's waiting room? How blessed are you to know that God is testing you? How blessed are you to know that God is testing your faith? You're in the season between sowing and reaping. That quiet season of rain, of thunder, of wind, of sun, of drought, of this and that. But you know that at the end of the day, you will reap what you are sowing. James verse 1, verses 3-4 says, because you know the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Your character is being shaped. Hebrews 10 verse 36 says, you need to persevere and do the will of God so that when you are done doing that, God will bless you with what He has promised. So our seed here is perseverance and obedience. What we will reap is God's promise.
Come with me to spend some money. Today we are getting a new iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Can my phone just sit here for like a second so I can just film? Should I put my glasses, yes or no? Ooh. Okay, let's go. Guys, when I got there, I wanted the 512 because of space reasons, but they said they didn't have it in white or in black, and I was so confused in just what color to get. But I ended up just deciding to just get the phone in white because white only just makes sense. Guys, I'm literally shoving this thing in my bag right now because ain't nobody about to rob me. I went to Zara and I ended up staying here for less than like 10 minutes because the shop was also overwhelming for me. I'm gonna go look at H&M Cotton On. I actually just found that most shops overwhelm me because there's no like order. You don't know where to start and you don't know where to finish. So, but I always find navigating H&M is always better than navigating Zara for some odd reason. I don't know, but H&M is bigger. I don't know, man. Something about H&M that I can manage, but Zara is so not manageable for me. It's just so hard. But anyways, I bought a couple of stuff. I think everything was like 3,900 in total. But I really got some like winter essentials. Oh, these are tea, honey. I ended up getting these glasses instead of these because the second ones are just fitting weird. So yeah. You guys, I'm back home. I actually thought that I was gonna go out and eat, but after the money I spent today, we've got food at home, baby. My wig arrived. How cute is it? It's giving, but I don't like the lace. I ordered a HD lace. This is not giving HD at all. Like, it's so hard. I had actually stopped drinking wine for like the longest time, and I just started drinking it again recently, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So as I told you, we got food at home, so this is the food we got at home. Good morning, Dubai. You guys, I've got so much content to release, but I'm currently experiencing problems with my TikTok, so hopefully this video will stay. So this was initially my swimsuit that I wanted to wear to the pool, but I felt like it was too revealing. You guys, as I was doing that, look at what the hotel did for me. You guys, I was so shocked because I thought my boyfriend was part of this whole thing, but he was as shocked as I was. So this whole arrangement made my whole stay in Dubai, because how sweet of the hotel to do this for me. Those were all chocolate, by the way. So I wheeled this thing out because I wanted to make some content on the balcony. And as you can see, Dubai is so hot that the chocolate started melting. So I ended up going with the swimsuit because it's a one piece. I'm always more comfortable wearing one piece swimsuits. And I paired it with my Hermes slides. And then we headed down to the pool. And they prepared our pool beds or sunbeds, whatever you want to call it. You guys, let me tell you something. I got the biggest shocker about the alcohol prices in Dubai. Dubai is so expensive. The alcohol is the most expensive thing in Dubai. There's no way. But anyways, we had such a good time at the pool. As you can see, the vibes were on 100. There was a DJ and everything. But we headed back to our room to get ready for dinner. But you guys know that I definitely have to have a pre-drink before going anywhere. So I had to open another bottle of champagne. And this was my outfit. I was wearing this satin top that I got on Shein and these linen shorts that I got in Thailand when I was in Thailand earlier on this year. And I paired it with these shoes that I bought at Mr. Price long time ago. They look cute though. Again, my boyfriend took out the big guns. These shoes are actually so cute, you guys. They're such cute loafers, honestly. I was even thinking of getting them for myself because they're comfortable. Well, he says they're comfortable, so maybe I'd get them in a different material or different texture. But anyways, we headed to Namo's Dubai because you guys, I really needed to see what the hype is about this restaurant because the girlies love it. Like when I say, whenever the girlies are in Dubai, they go to this restaurant, I mean it. This is a restaurant where you see the girlies, like, you know, the Dior sign thing that the girlies like taking pictures at. I'm going to put it on the screen. This one. Yes. This is the restaurant. But it was okay. The food was nice and everything was great. But we headed back home because I was feeling so sick, you guys. Like, I think the weather changes got to me. I'm not a person that generally gets sick easily, but yeah, I started getting sick. But because I don't like being a party pooper, we headed back to the hotel and we opened another bottle of champagne. But anyways, you guys, see you in the next vlog.
It's cutting up. What I do?